Welcome to Shattered Ships, brought to you by Fandom Encounters. This is your DM Matt, guiding you on your pirate adventure through the seas of Corsair. Join our party, the Human Fey Wanderer Ranger Tesha Gwyn, played by Bobby, the Sea Elf Pirate Kensei Monk Trigger, played by Seth, and the Owlin Swords Bard, played by Alan, as they do their best to navigate this new world and find their place in it. In Corsair, where piracy is freedom, and freedom is dangerous. What began with a shipwreck stranding 3 strangers here in the port of Cursed Cove brought them together in the service of acquiring a place to sleep for the night. So you were sort of brought, unbeknownst to you all, as you were sort of washed into this town, you were brought to the Forgotten Escape, a tavern run by the Crimsonwood-Svetzle family, a goblin Eladrin family who seem to be accustomed to taking care of people who wash up from the ocean. This is kind of why this tavern exists. They get resources from the town and from a group you all heard about called the Cursebreakers, a group of people who are dedicated to solving the 1,000 curses of the Cove and freeing it from this strange otherworldly control. Whether you agree to become Cursebreakers or not, you did the job of one last night in eliminating the mimics who had taken over the Forgotten Escape and brought peace to this family, but also made it safe for the other people who washed up on the shore with you to lay their heads somewhere nice. With one of the walls riddled with bullet holes from Trigger, one of the rooms is inoperable, but also the Crimsonwood-Svetzles wanted to thank you personally, invited you to stay in their home, which you were able to sort of magically teleport to using this magical vase that the family uses to at least establish a home for the family. You were provided a delicious dinner by Kettle, who you also chose to fight alongside, the chef of the Forgotten Escape, this half-goblin, half-Eladrin chef extraordinaire. Thanked you all for your service, provided you a little bit of a boon for today, as everyone was able to get a long rest and wake up with the promise of a meeting with the head of the town, established by Skipshot, and you all find an array of pastries hand-cooked and prepared by Kettle that will function essentially as good berries. So you have 5 pastry good berries to use for the day if you would like them. If you want to scarf them now, you can. Don't know why you would. They will keep. She is an excellent chef and baker. But our party, once again, Kachi, our Owlin friend, Gwyn, our human ranger, and Triggs, our sea elf monk with a penchant for a pistol, have graciously gotten a night's sleep in the Forgotten Escape, and are waking up in the relative safety of this library, of this living room, I should say. There's a bookshelf over on one wall. There's carvings of trees on the walls. Very hand-done, seemingly has a rustic charm to it, but done by very skilled hands. But you can infer that probably Skipshot or Marilyn has done this themselves.
Before this works better at night or now, could I take a moment while, before everyone, as everyone goes out into the foyer, pretend I'm, asleep? I imagine, I'm perched, somewhere high. And can I actually open the letter and look at the pistol that I stole yesterday?
Yes, as part of this, when you first came to the Forgotten Escape, there was the quartermaster who did manage to get off of the ship thanks to Gwyn sort of causing a distraction and telling everyone to swim for it. The half-orc quartermaster did through some lucky surgering, but also it ended up working out very well. The half-orc quartermaster did survive, though was in a state of stupor, while helping Kachi was able to sort of pick the quartermaster's pockets. Inside, you did find a flintlock pistol. There doesn't seem to be anything of note with the pistol necessarily. It is a flintlock if you wanted to add it to your inventory. I don't know. Through training, you could become proficient with firearms if you'd like, if it isn't built into your current class. But you also find this note in the hands of the quartermaster. So it was sort of in like the same pocket as the gun. In it, there's a correspondence. On the surface, it looks like not a very skilled hand wrote this letter. So you hear it is like the delivering to this quartermaster, dear Stenner. So Quartermaster Stenner. Not that anyone met him, but that is his name. It seems like there is a level of sort of pleasantries, like it's been a long time since you visited. We miss you. It would be great to see you. I know you're sailing in like the northern, the Shattered North. I just wanted to give you an update. Like the family's doing great. We had a good harvest. This kind of thing. But even just looking at it in your hands, you get the sense that okay, maybe there's something more to this message. There's like layers to it. The phrasing is a little strange here and there. Go ahead and give me an investigation check if you'd like to sort of dive deeper into this.
Yeah. Ah! Hold off the damn table. That's a 13 investigation.
13 investigation. You start kind of going through this letter. You're picking out like, okay, there's like the penmanship seems specific. Certain like words are kind of raised or lowered here. I'd say a 13 is enough to get you that there's is probably some. It's not necessarily it's like another language. It seems something more like a code or thieves' cant or something along those lines. You could potentially find someone to help you decipher it, but you sort of get the gist that it is written in code. And I even say with a 13, you maybe even like get the sense that like, okay, this is like there's a mention of a location here.
Oh. All right. Yeah, I'll like wake up, put it in my hood, shut the door. All right, so what are we having for breakfast in the morning? Come on, what we got? You got some croissants over there. You got some of those muffins. Those muffins were amazing. We got a bacon, egg, and cheese. We got a bacon, egg, and cheese. We got a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel. Anybody?
I don't know if there's anything left. As I don't require more than 4 hours of sleep a night, I've probably been up raiding the pantry for some time.
I would even say, Triggs, because you do only sleep for 4 hours, I'll give you a little bit of an insight as you got a chance to explore. Give me a survival or an investigation check, and this is just how much of this house that you explored.
I got real distracted real fast. It was an 8.
Yeah, you followed your nose. You were able to this like first door kind of here towards the front. It's probably the closest to the couch that you maybe slept on. You duck inside. You're following your nose. You open the door. It's like it has like the coldness or like the stillness of a room that isn't used very often. But inside, you see kind of like a hammock tied up high on the wall. Because it's lifting the bed out of the way to make room for like a space underneath. So there's like a pantry with some like food here and there. This almost looks like a single kind of hot plate here. Maybe a like whatever, I guess like a very small cauldron. Like it's basically like a little bit of like an easy bake oven style thing. So there was still some like supplies and things left behind in here in what maybe once was Kettle's bedroom. But does not seem to be in use. As you saw all 3 kids last night, like leave this living area and go off somewhere else using like this magic flame. Mm-hmm. So you found Kettle's stash of snacks and had just been pigging out for 4 hours while everyone else finishes sleeping.
Yeah. absolutely like super stale, and like it's like the easy bake that it's like this is barely edible, but like I'm enjoying it thoroughly. Yeah, it's I can see if there's any more for you guys. You want me to get you? Sorry. You want me to get you some?
I don't. Will it be noticed? It's gone.
I don't know. Nobody was in there, so it's kind of just like finders keepers, pirate reapers. Am I right?
Yeah, and I would say like Gwyn just looks exhausted, like terrified. We don't know where we are. We don't know these people. Like I feel like I look very stressed. And then I mean I can cast it at will, but when I'm asleep, I'm not willing. So after an hour into my sleep, my disguise does go back, and I'm me, and then I'm like ah, and I will re-disguise self to the very put together Jody Delmar, the cleric of the sun, Dawn.
Nice.
Just to have
Give me just a luck
that
check. DC 5 to make sure that you're doing this before Skip and Marilyn wake up.
17.
Nice. Yeah. You like you wake up like because of like Trig's loud chewing or something, and you are like alerted, and you get these guys on.
Yeah. I'm able to cover. I think we should remain gracious. So I don't know if we should take too many smacks.
Nothing you want to do more than piss off a host. That is bad news. Very improper.
I don't know. They seem like really nice, and they kind of like us, and we also helped to save basically their whole business. So,
Right, we're on amazing terms with them. I just don't want to shake it.
oh yeah, sure. I mean, you're the captain, so whatever you say.
I don't like that.
I thought
You know what, Triggs? Why don't we go downstairs? They might have something like a pot or something, because they basically run like a B&B. Maybe they got something downstairs.
I'm sorry. What's a B&B?
You know, be better.
They run a B.
Oh, it's like a self-help.
They run a Be Better
self-help establishment.
Don't
Cool.
you ever come across, you're on the road and you come across like this place and it's like, hey, welcome to the Be Better. You go to sleep there, you wake up and you're better.
I've never seen a road before in my life. I lived on a ship.
That's the part. That's the sticking point.
Never seen a road. Well, don't forget how do we have a way to get back to this room?
It's the baby's breath, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the baby's breath, like, basically, like, it has been given to you, and so, like, I was going to reference Percy Jackson, like, Riptide, it just kind of appears in your pocket. It's like this magical kind of, like, flower that just, like, okay, it's been given to you, so it just keeps popping up.
That's cool. Well, I'm going for more food.
I mean, I'll follow you. I believe that's where everyone will be.
Someone's got to watch the kid.
I could. Not a kid.
I like that you care for him.
Oh, I didn't say that. I just don't want him blowing any more holes in this establishment. He's a kid with a gun. Like, I mean, pirates are pirates, and he's kind of the reason. He's at the eyeball thing. I don't. Yeah.
And do you feel that you should be the one to watch him? I just am pointing that out.
Very you look at a lot of things, don't you?
I think we're all looking at a lot of things. I'm not trying to say anything. I just said it was nice. But I mean, talk about it more than that if you don't want.
Yeah, open the door and you go downstairs, or you pull the book. It was a book, and then you.
So
Yeah,
so you basically put the flame out is how you, like, basically, like, phoom, and that's how you, like, almost end the spell that brought you here, essentially.
Yeah.
How busy is Forgotten Escape like this early in the morning?
I'd say going downstairs, like, you enter this hallway, then you hear movement from the dining room, but you don't hear, like, a roar of, like, a bunch of people and stuff. Like, you open the door, you see that there are people coming and going. There are, like, some, like, the quiet shuffling figures of people who are maybe going to grab, like, like go fishing. They're hopping on boats. They are clearing out some of the debris, probably from the shipwreck that happened, and not really making eye contact, not lingering. You see that Kettle and Pluck are behind the counter where Skipshot was. Pluck is kind of like manning kind of this like dark like cauldron that people are taking like a warm drink, like a warm draft of to kind of perk themselves up. Kettle's taking orders for breakfast. I'd say probably one of the few people that you might recognize from the night before down here today is Stenner, the half-orc quartermaster. Seemingly like looks uncomfortable, but is like sitting awkwardly upright in the dining room down here, like a hand on a mug and just like fist, like using a fist to hold a fork to just grab some food, take a bite, like kind of zoning out a little bit, but like holding himself upright but not very happy about it, seemingly.
Lie down. Hey, that was my favorite patient. How you doing today?
Oh, that's who this is.
Hold on. He like sets the fork down and like adjusts like to like hold things together. Yeah, the little chipper blue one said that you were the one of the doctors. That are you, and you the lady of the cloth. Help get me back on my feet.
Lady of the Oh yeah, the kind lady. She really helped out, and the finest owner of the establishment. She was a real help. She was honestly the one who did everything. I was just the one that
Yeah, the Ladron chick. Yeah, I think she was pulling night duty, so she stopped by to make sure I was okay. But I told her I've had worse. You like see like it's like bursting some of the stitches. I've had worse. I'm ready to get back out there.
All right, champ. Yeah.
Yes, as the sun sets in the west, so does the dawn rise in the east.
The heck does that mean?
Yeah. Why don't you explain it to the kid?
As your darker days leave you, your brighter mornings will come. So your injuries are now, but your wounds are not infected. We know that.
He pulls out like a flask
Yeah, but like
and like pours it in his coffee. I'll drink to that. Thank you.
you're really positive about the fact that you just lost.
I'm like,
Offers just like whatever semblance he thinks is like a holy gesture before taking a drink. Seemingly, this was a prayer.
nice.
Yeah.
All prayers are heard.
Yeah, I guess I'm still alive, right, kid? That's better than a lot of people can say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dead people can't really say anything, so yeah, that's pretty true.
Hey, if you talk to the right wizard, they can. There's another one.
Wow.
I'll just hold that together. There we go. Hey.
Yeah, all right. I don't know. My appetite is. I'm gonna go look outside real quick, just see kind of where we are.
Yeah, as you're talking to Stenner, the quartermaster, the Bash, the youngest of the Crimsonwood-Svetzle children, kind of comes over, kind of places a hand on Stenner's shoulder, just kind of like, yeah, that's you're healing. I think my mom said you should lay down for a couple days, but you aren't doing that, so I'll make sure she comes and checks on you. Hey, everybody, good morning.
Good.
Good morning.
Lovely to see you in the morning.
Oh yeah, I for a while like Stenner was the only one here, so I had to sit and chat, and Stenner kind of like rolls his eyes a little bit. Yeah, so like I told him all about last night, how you guys basically saved everyone. So my dad and my mom, my dad, he like reached out last night. He took like a little run and got a meeting set up with Gilda. Whenever you guys are ready to head that way, I can give you directions. I can walk with you. I can find I don't know if there's a carriage that's available right now, but I can figure something out for you guys. I'll talk to some people. I know everybody.
Because Gilda will have the information for how we will leave this place, correct?
Yes. So, you guys are basically unofficial Cursebreakers already. I'll be one someday. And yeah, so like you just gotta meet with her. She'll give you kind of like the speech. She gives it to a lot of people, and some people get scared. Some people think it's cool. Some people quit. And, like, it's okay. You can quit. That's fine. But I think you guys are gonna be good. You guys are gonna be good.
And Stanner, how long have you been in Crescent Cove?
I was the quartermaster of the ship a day.
Right. Yes. Immediately. So you were in the wreckage with us.
Yeah.
Yes, sister, don't you remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember the little kid. The owl kid. You came on. You kept trying to like make sure you were doing your own patrols of the storage room. That's fine. So like yeah, you kind of did whatever you wanted, and sure. Sorry if I didn't get a chance to meet the two of you. I'm busy.
Oh, it's okay. I wasn't on your ship. You're okay.
Oh, you one of the pirates, kid?
Yeah. See, he gets it. This guy knows.
How does he feel about that?
Yeah, could do an insight check.
Give me an insight check. Whoever wants to kind of read Stenner.
Yeah. These two dads are like, are you going to take my kid? Ooh, not good for me.
Yep, no.
13.
He's not easy to read in this moment because like everything is a grimace just because he's in pain. So he's like, he says like, oh, you're one of the pirates. Very matter of fact of like, oh, you weren't on my ship. You were one of the pirates. But you also pick up he like isn't surprised that a pirate washed up and noticed that Triggs was one of the pirates.
Observation. Okay, so
If you're not dying anytime soon, I'm ready to go. Anybody else?
Yeah. Blue kid, Bash said there's gonna be Cursebreakers or something, so I'm probably gonna like lead you guys, right?
No, why don't you, Chief? You're going to be in there just fine. You're going to be the leader, sure. But why don't you take a few days off?
We already have a captain, anyways. She's a holy woman.
You got holy woman. You're the captain, right? Holy captain.
I think he sees me as a parental figure right now. Yes,
like
but
sister, a leader in the light, a captain in faith.
Yeah.
a captain of faith, absolutely.
I think I follow that analogy. So yeah, you go report back, and we'll figure it out. We'll get out of here together, okay?
Aye, Captain Boy.
That's a lot of blood. I'm gonna go.
And Stenner gets up and starts shuffling around, and like immediately Bash is like, "Thank you," and like under the shoulder to kind of get him getting upstairs. And as Bash is letting him leading Stenner off, she kind of looks over her shoulder, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Gilda's place is up at the top. It's a big like fortification. You can't miss it if you go up the left side. That's where Lance patrols. Tell him I sent you. Tell him if he wants to come by later, he can. But if you go that way, it'll." And it's kind of like not giving very good directions, but it's the keep. Feasibly, it's the biggest place. It's like the biggest building in this area.
Right. Anybody else? Want to get anything from the road?
You look so worried.
I don't know what to say to Gilda, and you keep telling everyone I'm the captain. So they're gonna ask what I want, and I don't know.
You don't have to be. Well, listen. Like sometimes captains don't have to talk either. Sometimes they get their quartermasters to talk for you. So Kachi can be your quartermaster if you want.
Okay, I thought you were gonna volunteer yourself, and I agree.
Oh, no,
Kachi
really?
can be the quarter. Well, I thought that's what you were gonna do. I think Kachi
You'll
is a
work your
very
way.
yeah.
Wait,
What were you on your last ship?
It was really important. It was.
Well, do you want to be lookout?
That's like not a real thing. That's like,
Yeah, it
but
is.
it's not like
In
a
the
full-time
poll,
thing. You
it could be.
want me
It
to
should
be
be.
full time. Look, you okay? But that means I have to crawl on your shoulders. Do you really want me to be on your shoulders the whole time?
Well, no.
I didn't think so. Yeah, no, because it's a stupid
So
idea.
you're gonna have to find something to climb on every now and then.
Yeah, like climb on the tallest tree you see.
Yeah, every now and then, just climb something and look around.
It's good for kids.
All right, yeah, you know what? Because I'm a good.
Is this a task you can't handle?
Oh,
Because if you
I can
can't
do it. I can
handle
do it.
it,
Give me a chance. Give me a chance. I can do it.
Well,
I can do it.
I don't know, because it's really important. Because if you're not gonna do it, then
I'll take first watch as we're making our way there, but I'm not doing it again on the way back because.
well, I just hope you don't let me down. I just hope you don't let us all down. That's because it's a really important job.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry. Thanks.
Brutal.
Yeah.
While subtly threatening a child, Gilda, Kachi, and Triggs leave the Forgotten Embrace, or the Forgotten Escape. As you step outside, almost like you slowly peering through a foggy window. You're starting to seeing something that looks kind of familiar. You're walking kind of walking out the door, you can see the cove, kind of this big expanse. So stepping into Cursed Cove, lucidly for the first time, you see a landscape seemingly designed to be imposing. So this entire sort of waterfront pier is a circle that encompasses this protected cove, where you might see a clear waterway out to the ocean. You see the teeth of a maw, sort of these stalagmites growing out of the ground, these jagged coral rocks, preventing ships from coming or going. Seemingly a miracle that anyone was able to swim through without being just torn to pieces by the waves. What you notice first is sort of the simple architecture here, just sort of square stucco buildings designed to weather the storms that happen. The lapping of water is taken into account with some of these fortifications. The further you get from the water, the buildings get a bit taller, a bit more ornate here and there, but nothing looks to be so well cared of that it's shining or glimmering or is designed to be ornate or opulent. As your gaze extends even further, you see a ring of dark trees kind of just beyond kind of what you can clearly see on this morning haze over the water. These dark trees growing up kind of around the town. And what you finally see as you look past into the deep distance, squinting your eyes to see through the water and the air, are these dark, jagged sort of mountains that sort of form a bowl around Cursed Cove, closing in the entire area from a landscape perspective, as well as potentially this magical resonance that you've heard about. Very clearly looking through this town, you see where likely Gilda is to be. Sort of in the center of this town, on the coast, overlooking the water itself, and overlooking much of the town, is what appears to be something between a fortress and a castle. There aren't very many parapets or turrets. The ones that you do see have gaps for archers or for fortifications of some point. From the center, there are stairs kind of going to the right or left, making sure that all can access this fortified building. And your path seems fairly clear to you. At least you're zigging down maybe some streets as you go through, making sure that you get your way kind of in that direction. I see the building. Weaving through people starting their day, shopkeepers beginning to sort of sweep the fronts of their stores, as the town begins a new day, seemingly unaffected by the influx of people that have just become residents.
question. The thing that kind of like piqued my the town has buildings that are built for like war defense with like arrow slits and stuff.
Basically just the fortress itself, like Gilda's
Alright.
tower, and it seems like they're old and that they're not super well taken care of. Like you don't see like siege weapons on the edges of the fortifications. It seems like maybe this was a keep at some point, but you don't really see like markings of fire or like scorch marks as if they've poured like molten like ash down on anyone recently.
Okay. I don't know if this is like my thing, but I just didn't know if it feels weird for a city that's seemingly in a bowl to have like a fortress, but I guess that just like is why it's there. Like she just lives there, and that's what.
Yeah, give me a history check as you're kind of like taking stock and assessing like
who about to me? Who is
assessing threat
this?
levels,
Like,
basically.
a natural one. Natural one.
You're too focused with kind of like how could I use this to my advantage, not putting yourself in like the shoes of someone who's like, oh, this must have been used for this. You're looking at it like, okay, cool. From like, if I was to try to like, okay, I can go up these like, there's that stairs here.
Yeah, if there was a zombie attack right now,
yeah,
I'm constantly playing. Like, if there was a swarm of zombies, how would you get away?
yes.
What is how far roughly in like I don't know how long it would take to walk? How far to the keep?
Less than an hour. Like maybe if you get like turned around once or twice, it might take you about like hour to like wind your way up through like maybe one or two levels of this town before you kind of find like the main road that will take you kind of where you want to go.
I'm not gonna get turned around. I'm gonna look for the highest point I can see nearby.
Absolutely.
And ascend. I'll say, okay, I'll be right back. Watch how fast I can climb.
Here on the docks, you see a wooden crane that's used to like haul large pieces of debris or cargo out of the water. From the area outside the Forgotten Escape, that's probably your highest point. So if you want to climb it, go ahead and give me an athletics check to sort of clamber up here.
14.
Through a little bit of struggle, luckily, like a good sailor, every finger is like a fish hook. You are built for climbing your way up the rigging of ships. You make your way up there, maybe like scratching your belly across like the beam as you kind of like scoot your way up to the top, giving yourself a wonderful vantage point of the bay. From atop this crane, go ahead and give me a perception check if you'd like to do your duties as a lookout.
Of course. It's a 13.
Looking out, you see, okay, I'm trying to focus on the destination, Gilda's tower. Okay, I see between kind of like that flower shop and that bait shop, there's like an alleyway that might, wait, what's going on down in the water? Kind of getting yourself a little distracted. You see these two like blue dragonborn preparing like a dinghy of sorts, like wrapping ropes and like cargo nets and things that you're kind of familiar with. You notice like, oh dang, like they know what they're doing. Like as you see him like stow a knot and kind of like toss it onto the deck of the ship, he's like, oh, these people know what they're doing on the water. These are impressive people. As these two dragonborn get ready to go out, seemingly for a haul or fishing, you can't quite tell.
Hey, like your knots.
Oh,
Good knots.
thanks a lot. I like the way you climb that crane. Just make sure you don't hurt yourself, all right, kid?
Hey, watch this, and I'm gonna climb down.
Give me good. Your choice. Give me acrobatics or performance to make this look good.
Always will be acrobatics. Not even a. Jesus Christ! I'm rolling. Okay, that is an 11.
You make it to the ground safely.
I run on back.
Just clear.
Good. Yeah, they're both like look like kind of look at like, yeah, good job, kid. Nice.
Oh. I intended on going back to my group, but I like that I just told that to random strangers as well.
Oh no, they were clapping for your dismount, even though like it wasn't.
Thank
super
you.
impressive.
Okay, yeah.
Like no, they were from afar. Like, oh yeah, good job. We're heading out though.
Hey, don't die.
We won't. What the fuck?
Might. And then I go back to my group and I tell them, coast is clear.
Nice.
Nice. You tell us that there's ships getting done,
They're
loaded.
just like they're like fishing and stuff.
Yeah, you'd be able to see it too
Oh.
from the docks. It's just like dinghies, basically, like
And
rowboats
noise.
with like gear and stuff. Nothing like, not like a ship. Yeah, like looking through the harbor, you don't see a ship.
Boats, not ships.
Boats. There's boats.
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 Not ships.
Boats, not ships.
Okay, gotta Google boats and stuff. Okay, gotta do that next.
Boats,
Gotta.
not ships. Possible episode title.
Yeah, I would say I'm actively trying to make sure I'm never letting more than 20 minutes go by for my disguised self for at least now. I know that's gonna be
Excellent,
rough, but I'm doing my best.
Yeah, you are upkeeping this disguised self. Like every like few minutes, you just kind of like cast it on yourself again. Like
Yeah,
mask of many
it's too
faces
late,
or
and I'm gonna look
moth of many faces.
moth of many faces.
you-
Yes, my moth of many
still going.
faces. Okay, I do want to grab Kachi though and ask when Trigger runs away and be
Yeah.
like, I don't know what to do about this disguise because have been thinking about it all night, and I might get caught in this lie, and I don't want everyone in this cursed town to kill me. And we're about to meet Gilda, but what I'm thinking is I meet her as the sister, and then maybe I can be just a different person later.
All right. So in that case, are you expecting to die as the sister, or like?
I don't know why we couldn't. She could die. Whatever we go do the next thing, we'll kill her off, and then we'll say that I saved us.
So then, how are you going to explain you showing up? Because it seems like everybody in this town knows everybody.
I don't know, Kachi. That's what I want you to figure out.
Me? Oh God. Okay. All right. Give me.
I'm very nervous. There's a lot of things going on right now. I am maintaining this. I'm standing up straight. I am, crossing my hands. There's a lot of things going on. And it's a lot for me to handle. So I need you for this. I need your support. And so with Gilda, let's just think about also how we're going to focus on me after.
All right. I got. There's some ruminating. I got some stuff going on.
I know you got something, Kachi. I just don't know what.
We're gonna be surprised, all of us. How about that?
Yeah, and I don't want this to be a weight that everyone has to carry. So the sooner we can...
My bones are like lightweight, so I can carry a lot.
I can't. I'm a weak little boy.
You seem tired. Like you seem exhausted.
Well, I'm sick. So
You need medicine? I got a few cure spells that I can pass your way. Did you eat? Did you have a muffin? I know I saw Triggs eating every muffin in the house, but...
I could have eaten more vegetables growing up. It looks a little late now. That's what I'm going to say.
All right, we're going to see if we can find something sturdy
It's
for
the
you.
iron deficiency.
Yeah. I'm anemic. I'm anemic. That's why I have an 8 in constitution.
Bruises easily.
Yeah, I bruise
Yes.
really.
Trisha
My
Quinn
iron flow.
bruises easily.
Yeah, my toes are always a little cold.
Oh, God. All right, we're going to,
I literally have this on my lap right now because I am anemic.
As soon as Triggs come back, I kind of missed my internet was a little spotty, so I missed how the whole town looked, other than I got opulent and haze over the water.
Yes.
So however we can get to Gilda's, I guess just like head that way.
Yes. You start making your way through. It's basically like almost like the buildings closest to the water have taken some hits from like weathering of the storm and water. They're a little more simple, but as you kind of take the next pass, okay, there's a few shops here that look a little more nice. the main kind of street, kind of up here. You see paths that go up to the keep. So thanks to Triggs checking out the coast being clear, you're able to get there in, let's say, 30-ish minutes. So Gwyn is able to kind of re-up their Mask of Many Faces during this time to be confident that Jody, the face of Jody, is still in place without having to fear of it being run out. Once you kind of get, like, let's say, okay, cool, there's the path we have to go up. Let's duck into this alley. Boom, Moth of Many Faces, duck out, ready to go.
Yeah, my bow is a staff or something. Crooked
Like
little staff.
Gandalf, you wouldn't
Walking.
take an
Yeah, now I have a
old man walking
focus
stick.
or something. Yeah. Gotta figure out where that goes every time.
Perfect. Do we find this like guard? Or are they like
Yeah.
on duty?
At the bottom of the stairs, kind of like leaning
Plant?
like on a spear, like eating like an apple. You see this what looks to be like kind of like just like weathered older black gentleman. This kind of green scarf kind of tucked around his neck, and sort of what looks to be almost like a formal sort of like tie of it. Seemingly a part of like a uniform of sorts, because everything else seems to be a little more cobbled together. Like this leather armor he's wearing, he has like a shoulder over here that doesn't quite match the shoulder over here, but they both look to be well kept. Like he has oiled it no matter how old it is. Kind of having a spear, an apple, kind of uses it to like gesture to people as he kind of like notices them kind of like walking by. Kind of like scratches like a beard that's growing in here when he has some like silvering kind of happening on the sides of his head and like the ends of his beard. When it's starting to grow in, but still looks like almost like piercing eyes, but there's still a kindness to them.
Lance, buddy, my friend, pal of mine. Listen, Bash just sent us. We're here to see Gilda.
Bash sent you, did she? Hopefully she's
Yeah.
not getting into any trouble.
Dealing with a newly amputated quartermaster,
Sad to say that not everyone fared through the wreck last night in one piece, like presumably you three did. New to town?
Aye.
I
Hey.
think Gilda mentioned to keep an eye out for you three. Lance Even Stride, Wing of the Land, here at Gilda's service. It's protocol for me to walk you to the throne room. I hope you don't mind, but follow me.
Fine with me.
That was like
What
a
was it
really
now?
fancy title. What are you?
Yeah. What are you?
Wing of the Land. She's got 4 wings. Wing of the Land, that's me. Wing of the Sky, Blanche Featherin. This Seagull Aarakocra. And the Wing of the Sea, Stila Benz. She's this blue dragonborn. It's sort of we report to Gilda, kind of make sure everything's in order. I look.
Wait,
Did you say that there were 4?
Yes, for safety. The rest of us don't know the 4th, so that way, if they need to investigate, sort of the 3 of us to make sure that we're doing everything that we should be doing, that it's sort of a checks and balances system.
There's a secret 4th wing that checks the other 3.
There is.
It doesn't seem very balanced.
I'm just glad there aren't like more than 17 of you guys. I can't count past 17, but 4 I can do.
You'll get there someday.
We gotta get you into school, kid.
What's cool?
18.
You're looking for school. We've got a school. It's not that uncommon when people wash in. That they don't.
I would not put Triggs near other kids.
I'm first of all, I'm not a kid, but second of all, I get along great with other kids.
Like this happens like as like Lance is kind of walking you in, like,
Yeah.
oh, is that so?
Wait.
Hold on. No,
Why
it's
does
not that I
it feel
don't.
like being... No, it's okay. I was gonna you talk. It's fine.
I was gonna say it's not that I don't trust you. It's just like you are a kid. Sorry, how old are you?
I don't know. What's like? It's like what's young? Like we all have life, and Sometimes we don't, and sometimes it's like we're new to it, and sometimes it's like, oh, I can't really remember that much. It's fine. Don't. Ah, gosh,
This is
everybody's.
very.
You are an
Yeah.
elf, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Which you keep pointing out, and every time I just
got a
feel like a
12-year-old
little sense of-
human, and you're like the same size.
Yeah, like that, kind of,
Yeah.
sort of.
Okay.
You will live for hundreds of years. The percentage of your life you've lived is very small.
I don't know. Most pirates kind of die young.
But as an elf, that would be very young if you were to die now.
Right.
Yeah, but like still like older than some people, right? Like, yeah. Probably.
I mean,
Technically, yeah.
to-
Older
to-
than
Wow. I didn't realize we were going there.
So what's it feel like being like the kind of useless wing?
Useless wing.
Because you're the one on the land, right? It's like where wings, like, why would you need a wing on the land? It's like,
Do me a
Yeah.
favor, kid. You see how much see the
Yeah.
water? See the water out there? And he like kind of like as you guys are about to like walk into the keep, he kind of like turns around and kind of like puts in like the apple and the arm around your shoulder. Look at the water out there.
okay.
You see, yeah, like put a hand out. You can like reach out and kind of grab it all, can't you?
Not really, but I guess.
Well, like through perspective. Steal and make
Okay.
sure that's all good to go. She can see every piece of the water at once. We've got the people in the buildings. We've got the cellars. There's a few caves here and there. The forest, the mountains. That's all mine. I could use all the help I could get. Keeping an eye on things.
Right.
Cursebreakers help
Just having-
me, and most of them report to me. So if this conversation goes well, I could be your boss, kid. Or captain. If you like the pirate terms.
Nah, we already got one, but that's okay. Yeah.
You got a captain already, do you?
No.
I actually have a couple, but yeah.
Well, you are a busy kid now, aren't you?
Very busy.
the most busy.
Well, I don't want to take up any of your busy schedule. Come on.
Exactly.
Matt, what was the third name? So you said Blanche was the Wing of the Sea.
Yeah,
and the
Blanche is the Aarakocra that was at the tavern before. Basically, because I
Right.
accidentally put her NPC art up already. But she's the Wing of the Sky. The Wing of the Sea is a
Wing of the Sky.
dragonborn, Stela Benz, and Lance Evenstride is the Wing of the Land.
cool
Land, Sky, Sea.
and secret.
And secret wing.
Secret.
Secret wing. So Lance, how long you been here?
I've been in Cursed Cove for, I want to say about 50 years or so. I washed up when I was not much older than this kid. And he kind of like gestures his head towards Trig.
Would you even want to leave?
Not sure what's out there for me, but I'd like my kids to be able to leave. I remember running through fields and not having to worry as much about ghosts and ghouls and all kinds of stuff out there. Be nice if they could have a piece of that for themselves.
I agree.
Yeah, that's why. Let's hope this goes well for you. You guys seem to impress Skipshot. We've worked together a couple times in the past. If Gilda's mission goes well, Gilda will set you up with a nice place and get you started on doing what we can to kind of help us out here.
Fair enough. Have you been curse breaking for the whole 50 years? Like, did you work your way up to the wing? Were you like a particularly efficient curse breaker?
Not sure if I was efficient or if I was just stubborn. I kept at it longer than a lot of other people would. If we don't have too many people, if we have too many curses, not enough people going around, I'll take up my spear and go charging where I need to. Not above it, not below it. It's just what needs to be done. And keep doing it as long as I need to.
How many people do you have who are like breaking the curses now?
We got a couple teams out there. Sometimes people do it part-time. Sometimes they only want to kind of help out if it affects their little neighborhood or something like that, and that's fine. It's not for everybody, but we got about maybe 6, 7 full-time teams that kind of fluctuate here and there, taking things on. Then there's individuals who take on little things. If there's like a ghoul that gets out of the woods or something, and most people do what they can to kind of help pull the weight. But the full-time Cursebreakers, they we got plenty of work for them, and it ain't for everybody.
I mean, that's fair.
From what we were told is that a storm comes and resets the energy.
Yeah.
Do you know when the last storm happened?
Yeah, it happened about a week ago. Maybe probably 8 days.
Oh. So we're likely to get a storm tomorrow.
Oh no, we had often they're a little more regular than that. Once a month, we probably have a good 20 or so days before the next one comes in. So it's a good chance to really make some headway, try to knock out some of these some of the worst stuff that's going on. Basically, I try to prioritize things. So like the more dangerous stuff or the stuff that affects the most people, try to knock that out first. But if you're new to things, you can start smaller or to kind of get a sort of a system under your feet, and that's helpful as well.
How do you know, like, what counts as a curse? Because, some stuff is like, oh, wow, that bed shouldn't be eating people, and that's pretty unusual. And some stuff is just like, you know what? I don't feel so good. And those are different things, right?
It happens, yeah. Sometimes people can always flag down a soldier, flag down me, flag down a Cursebreaker if they know someone. A lot of people go to Skip Shot in Maryland. If they see a problem, they'll report it. I try to check it out when I can. If I can't, I'll send a team to check it out. Sometimes an assignment is going in to make sure that maybe someone's just sick and needs a rest. They're not being possessed by nothing. Sometimes they are, in which case it's nice to have a Cursebreaker look into it early.
Weird.
And Marilyn and
Skip.
what was his name? Skip. Thank you.
Skip Shot.
Skip Shot.
Yeah, Marilyn and Skip said Gilda was like the first one on the island.
Been here longer than anybody else I know. Like you guys said, elves live a long time. Gilda is an elf, so she's been here for a long time, been alive for a long time.
Did you ever consider that she might be making the curses so everybody has to stay with her?
I mean, there are probably
I'm just
people.
saying.
There are probably people who think that, but from what I've seen of Gilda, she's a little more altruistic than that.
Yeah, it's probably people just misplacing some hate and frustration that they're stuck here.
Hey, it happens. It's easy to blame someone, and I don't know that Gilda minds being the person that people blame. I think I get the impression that she knows that sometimes that's what people need.
Of course.
She sounds really coral.
Really, coral?
Yeah,
Yeah.
coral.
I
It's
didn't
like
get that
cool.
one.
Is that something the kids say? Like,
Well,
good?
Coral. It's coral. It's like on
Coral?
You guys, did you not have that on ships? Coral means coral.
wow.
I haven't spent a lot of time around ships, kid.
Coral? Coral.
It's coral. Gosh, I can't believe I'm getting to teach you guys.
When you
pirate
say
lingo.
your prayers at night, that's coral.
Well, I don't say prayers.
All right,
Because,
listen. Listen, sister. We don't have to make, religion.
Oh, he feeds and I do it again.
Pushing
Silly
your faith on
move.
everybody.
Oops, spreading the word.
Whose word again, sister?
There's. Yeah.
the,
Yes.
the god of only the sun in the morning and no other sun.
The god of only the sun.
Can I think of a single god that this but I want to go, at this point, I want to go obscure.
Give me a history check as
Yeah.
Kachi has called you on this.
This isn't religion. This isn't religion.
All night to think about it. History or religion?
Right.
Go for you, either one.
Okay. I don't think I'm proficient in either. I don't know why I'm yelling at you. They're both plus. Did I randomly pick religion? No. Okay. I rolled really well. 21.
Nice. From what you kind of remember about history lessons and things like that, the gods.
I'm thinking Jerem. What did Jerem talk about? Worship, whatever was on his shield or whatever,
yes.
a fire.
The flame. Jerem, your old ally. It was more of this idea. People tend to kind of follow or are inspired by ideas more than anything else because the collectors or the gods of this world left this world a long time ago. So individual deities aren't so much a thing. It's more of heroes, the legends they inspire, and ideas. So Jerem specifically was kind of the power and glory of a flame. It cleanses, it purifies, but it's to be feared. So that idea of this is powerful, but too much power is dangerous. The tempering of the flame is something that Jerem has probably talked about at some point.
It is absolutely, yes. And so the very idea of temperate is what I worship, which is why I am afraid to be in such a cursed location. And I am afraid of what might happen to us all in the next storm. So hopefully, though we are starting 8 days late into this month, we can break some curses and let the flames purify us all.
Your first storm is usually a little startling, a little scary. But Gilda does her best to look out for everybody. Whoever would like to is welcome into the keep. We kind of close everything off, make sure it's a safe place. She does her best to kind of turn it into a gala of events. This chance for everyone to kind of come together, take stock, see each other, and weather the storm kind of as one. It's rough night, but usually people tend to be pretty safe. The curses don't seem to target people in a way that individuals might be scared, but maybe that's just me being used to it after all these years.
Hear my words, Lance Evenstride. My first storm here will be my last if I experience one at all. I do not intend to spend my time trapped in another globe to be stared at.
As in the church, sister.
Yes. Yes, yeah. The flames are a spotlight for those who are hopeless, and I do not intend to find any hopeless souls here, but to rather inspire all with hope. And I'm gonna start walking.
Yeah.
We're just
you got. I was picturing this as a walk and talk.
Yeah, but now I'm walking faster, so it's harder to breathe for everyone, so it's harder to keep up in conversation. Now it's uncomfortable to try to talk and walk this fast.
Of course. At a certain point, Lance kind of directs you. It starts calling out directions from behind you now, Jody. Yeah, right. Make a left up here. Right. Yeah, right here in the center. Those big doors there. It's Gilda's. It's the throne room. We can head in there. Gilda will meet you there. Inside.
Is he coming in with us?
Yeah, he opens the door, it's oh yeah, right this way. Pushes the door open. Yeah, I think Gilda was meeting with Blanche about last night's sort of how everyone washed up, last night's casualties and stuff. So she'll be here shortly. Feel free to take a seat. I'm gonna just duck outside. I'll be outside the door if you need anything. That way I can walk you back out. You can get lost in this building pretty quick. But
thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, Lance.
Lance. You bet, Trix.
Start preening myself.
Sister. Ducks his head. Not seemingly like no one seems to know what to do with like the religious woman. Okay. Yep. You're sure. And Lance kind of pulls the door closed. The throne room is not very ostentatious. It's built like maybe it was intended to be. So there's like a series of like jagged stairs going up to like an ornate throne room, or an ornate throne kind of in the center behind kind of these windows that overlook the water that you guys like started the day off in. But the areas that are much more used, seemingly like a step away from the throne, there are like benches and chairs and seemingly enough seating for people who want to kind of crowd in and sit here. Something almost like the size of like a ballroom that happens to have a throne room kind of overlooking it. As if you were to like walk down the stairs, like a Cinderella moment or something. From here, it's very almost like a Gothic-styled cathedral where the glass is all kind of like interlaced with these like wrought iron. These heavy wooden doors are kind of off to the side, but it is a lot of cold stone, despite how many kind of like tapestries and cloths and things are here to sort of soften it up. The predominant color here seems to be kind of this almost like jade forest emerald green, the same color of Lance's scarf. You see covering like the throne on like banners and things that are kind of tucked around here. It seems to be that is like the color of this area.
I don't think I've ever been around this much stone ever. This place is coral. It's great.
Are we in the throne room, or are we in like it's like?
Oh yeah, like the doors open and like you're in like the throne ballroom kind of area.
Cool.
But she's not here.
No, Gilda is not here. He gave you a heads up that like even like as you walk in, you could probably hear through one of these heavy like some like voices from one of these wooden doors off to the side. And if Lance kind of pointed that direction, he may have like, oh yeah, she'll be right with you. She's over there, like pointing towards where Gilda is probably having a meeting of some sort.
Cool. Can I fly in and like scope the place out, like see if I can see any like I don't know, like hidden passageways, papers lying about, any like if you like have a like cushioned chair, if like it's moved, like scuff marks, anything like that.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a. I thought this is more investigation-y. So give me an investigation check as you're kind of like searching out these kind of specific details.
16.
Nice. You see the windows behind the throne room that
sorry.
overlook the bay.
17.
17, a little bit better. You see there is almost like this arcane kind of like, it's like not active right now, but you see that on each window there's almost like this arcane kind of rune at the bottom that presumably has some kind of spell work to do with these windows. You don't exactly know what it is. But you kind of search around a little bit on kind of the throne. You see that there are kind of notices kind of like stuck in the seat, like as if whoever sat in here just kind of like tucked it in there. Some of them look old, some of them look newer, as like a place to just like jot notes and kind of keep things there. And beyond that, there doesn't seem to be too many kind of like secret. You don't notice too many like secret areas or anything like that. There aren't like scuff marks as if secret passages open up. You do see like you notice that like the door behind that where Gilda is and the door opposite, they both look pretty heavily trafficked. Like people come and go through this room a lot.
I'll kind of like perch on the back of the chair. Like I'll swoop in, pick up like a random letter and like read it on the back of the chair.
Yeah, you open it up and it looks like it's almost like just sort of like handwritten pretty like quickly, not very flourished, but like a list of just like, okay, rabid wolf seen in north sector of forest. Maybe like another one like on the same page, like block C suffering from headaches. Wailing herd from schoolyard. Like it seems like it's like these are like updates of like curses that maybe someone has called in. But it doesn't seem like this is like the most recent. Like these don't seem to be like fresh.
Why was I on lookout duty when you can fly?
Because you're the lookout.
Yeah.
You're young and scrappy.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, ain't no one looking out like you. We were looked out.
Also, yeah, I also like to look out typically, but
Yeah, I think we can kind of.
I think we all like
if
to
we
look.
could- yeah, if we could just like maybe have like a rotating schedule or something, so I'm just not stuck doing it all the time. Like I can do other stuff too.
Do we feel like this is a setup? This whole situation feels like we're being placed and being watched, no?
No,
I would. I mean, yeah, I would normally say maybe, but we can't get off the island. So, I mean, if they're gonna kill us, they're gonna kill us. Like we can't go anywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
tricks. I mean, we also like the sea surrounding it. Those stalag.
yeah, and even
but
more than
let us
that,
get out of
there's
here.
like the I don't know. There's something weird about like the mountains that are around. It's not just. It's like the land itself is cursed, and it's creating this kind of like bubble, but not like a water bubble, like a land bubble. I wonder if there's bubbles for all the wings.
Yeah, it's just freaky.
And I'd say by this point, you sort of the wooden door that you hear voices behind. You hear them kind of go quiet, and the door kind of like a heavy like door begins to open. And you notice first this like white feathered seagull Aarakocra that you all saw the night that you arrived, helping pull people out of the water. Blanche Featherin is kind of leading the way, like whip coiled on her hip, finishing up like a conversation, and kind of it looks like oh, people are here, and kind of quiets up a little bit.
Blanche, so good to see you again.
It's great you guys could make it. I'm glad you guys had a first night's usually the roughest, so welcome to Cursed Cove. Yeah. And you see like now like Blanche has this same kind of scarf that Lance had. She's got kind of like this like leather vest. Like doesn't seem to be like armored, but almost like somewhere between kind of like a pilot's jacket and leather. As she kind of walks in. Accompanying Blanche is an older elven woman. Silver hair, not quite all the way white, kind of pulled back into a wolf tail through most of it. Sides are like braided to the back, kind of pulled back into like almost like a ponytail with the braids, and then a wolf tail with the hair. Immediately you see several scars kind of across her face, down like on her hands, and kind of like on like the hands that she are visible under like this like leather kind of like trench coat that she's wearing. The green scarf that matches Blanche and Lance, and more armor than like Lance had. Lance had like some leather armor on. Gilda has sort of what looks to be kind of like maybe like a breastplate, like something that doesn't quite look ornate, but it's very well polished. Some decoration on it here and there, some like scaling of like metal pieces kind of in the front to give some more protection. But underneath this big kind of leather coat, almost like this leather coat is almost like bigger than she is. Like maybe it fit her at one point, but as she's gotten older, it doesn't quite fit as well. And I'm going to bounce to a picture for Gilda's throne room.
Ooh.
With
Very cool.
Lance and Blanche and Gilda there.
Wow.
Not shown to scale by any means. But yeah, she appears to be an elven, fairly tall elven woman, taller than easily the three of you. She kind of walks in, kind of her hands behind her back, kind of looking at Blanche, noticing the three of you, and kind of gives kind of like this warm smile. Intensity to her eyes, I would say, is kind of what is striking about her. Like a tactician or someone who is like used to assessing the people that she meets. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you all. Skip, sang your praises, though to be fair, he is easily impressed by many. But the accounts that Blanche was able to collect about those that were warned of the shipwreck by some of you, those who saw a young owlin draw their sword, and even still someone who saw a young child become victim to a captain they trusted. Quite impressive stories to go around, I should say. And that is to say nothing of clearing out an entire mimic infestation for a bunch of people you've never met. That is the sort of thing I like to see. Gilda Deepmaw, it is a pleasure to welcome you to Crescent Cove.
I will bow.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No need for that. I was just curious. Exchange of pleasantries would typically be common.
She does it for everyone. You're not special. It's okay.
Well, then I appreciate the familiarity. What is your name, little one?
I'm Trigger. You can call me Triggs, though.
Well, it is. I am honored, Trix. Gilda, of course. No nicknames here. And my feathered friend here.
Kachi Hootsie. Nice to meet you, ma'am. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Of course. If I'd be so bold to say, have you spent time in Morales?
Yeah, that's actually where I'm from.
I thought so. I've heard it's a lovely place. Never been.
Well, thank you. Very kind of you to say. People a little too nice for my liking. But who's been telling you about Morales, if I may be so bold?
I heard stories from long ago. Obviously, I couldn't visit myself now. But it's should we ever be free to sort of step outside the bounds of Crescent Cove, it does seem like an idyllic place. But I can see if you grew up in it, it may not be to your liking.
Well, hopefully, if we can break the curses like we want to, I can show you around.
I look forward to it, Kachi. And you, my friend, what might I call you?
I am Joti Delmar, Cleric of the Dawn.
Oh, Jody Demel, Cleric of the Dawn. Oh,
Yes, the flame in the sky of cleansing power.
Oh, how fortunate that you and Marilyn were sort of brought together then. Two clerics here in Crescent Cove. Perhaps it is a sign of good things to come.
Yes. Yes, we haven't quite talked about that yet, but there's still time.
Marilyn is an old friend. I'm sure you'll be thick as thieves in no time. But Marilyn, Skip, and their children, delightful little creatures, did speak highly of your actions. Skip was sort of kind enough to give a recommendation for the three of you, should you wish to become Cursebreakers. Of those that washed up on shore with you lot, there was another Stenner, the quartermaster, seemed to be someone who was voraciously interested in becoming a Cursebreaker as well, but he would not pause long enough for Skip to tell him what that meant. But perhaps he'll become an ally in time. He needs time to rest.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, of course.
If I may, again, the way that you said how Blanche, saw the look of everything of last night and how it occurred. Do you know Triggs? Like more so you said captain. I don't know how much you were told or know of the situation.
Is it time? Can I do?
No.
Can I do it?
No, not yet. Nope.
Oh,
nope.
Okay.
I do appreciate your eagerness, but there are only so many stories that lead to people washing up here. Storms, capsized ships, people get lost at sea, and pirate attacks being one of those that is become increasingly common as of recently. It does sadden me that there is sort of no way for us to sort of spurn the threat of piracy in these areas, or sort of stand up for ourselves, I should say. If we could line the cannons up and fire them outside of the cove, if it would do any good, I would. But it hasn't proven itself useful, and whatever pirates are in the area seem to know well enough to stay away from Crescent Cove.
I think myself and many other merchants would love it if your cannons could be another defense on the other side of Morales. The only reason I say so is I don't know what speech you're about to make into an introduction of what this might be. I just going forward, I just don't want Trigg's history to potentially come into conflict with any of the recent people now stranded on Cursed Cove.
Pirates wash up here on occasion. Either a rookie captain steers too close to the shore, something goes afoul. We don't really have... it doesn't bolster a career in piracy here too well, considering you can't exactly leave the shore too far. But pirates tend to develop a lot of skills that are useful for curse breaking. If Triggs, as I believe you may be dancing around, Kachi, was in fact a pirate as well. Was a pirate before washing up here.
Yeah.
No, and I want to kind of get this out of the way. Like, I don't want us to say was, because I still am a pirate.
Oh yes.
Right? And you said, fell victim to a captain, and I don't think that's the right words either. I am here to send a message to
a messenger.
the people
That's less common. What is your message, little one?
We can get to that. We can get to that. No, we can get to that a little later.
Pull out the eyeball for everybody to see. So this was from a guy who used to have an eye and now he doesn't. And the Cyclops wants everybody to know that he's coming for him. And, maybe he doesn't want to come here right now. But if I break the curse, then he can come here. And then he can be a pirate here. So, gosh, being a messenger is tough. So look out. You want this eye? Or I'm not going to lie. It's getting a little old. I don't want to keep holding it.
I need to. How did the wings react to that?
Yeah.
I want to look away from her to them.
Give me an insight check.
Yeah.
If you'd like to do one for Gilda and Blanche. Blanche is still in the room right now. Give me insight checks for both of them if you'd like.
Yeah.
Jody, I'm gonna look at you and give you as soon as he puts out the eyeball, I'll give you a look and I'll give you a bardic inspiration.
Okay. What is a D6?
D6.
Okay.
But I'll also do an insight check for both. That will be Gilda.
What'd you get for Blanche first?
Okay, for Blanche, I got not good. Plus 5. And that is a 7.
Mine for Blanche, I got a 17.
Nice. Gwen, you see, Blanche seems to operate with a level of anxiety at all times. So nothing seems to have changed necessarily. Kachi, you kind of pick up on some of the emotional details of another flying race, perhaps maybe more acutely because you rolled better. But you notice that Blanche is definitely kind of the general worry of like what's happening in the town. Are we looking after things? Is there something I should be doing? Like is like focus, like feathers in the back of like her neck kind of like stick up and then lay down as you kind of get the sense that this is something she's seen before and something she doesn't like. And then what do we get for Gilda?
Gilda, I got a 22. So I almost imagine it's like I looked at the panicked bird and she was freaking out and I immediately was just like, nope, she doesn't know. I just went to the boss.
Nice. You just looked over at Gilda instead. What'd you get, Kachi?
I kind of did the opposite, where I got an 8 for Gilda. So
Nice.
I saw the
You guys looked in
the
different
bird,
directions.
and I was like,
Yeah,
why is-
I was like, what is she doing? And then got nothing, immediately look away.
and I got, oh my god, she's so stressed. I need to know more.
I need more.
Oh yeah, Gilda's here.
You like as like Trig says like the Cyclops, you see Gilda kind of mouths along like a Cyclops. She doesn't seem surprised, but her eyes do sharpen, like not on Trig's, but on the eyeball itself. Like,
Right. She doesn't think that this is like Triggs' fault, right? This is
No.
a smart person who realizes Triggs is like
Yes.
part of the.
She kind of looks at Triggs like, I am happy to take your message. A job well done, Triggs. If
Yeah, and you'll tell other people, right?
like a handkerchief kind of like extends to like take the eyeball from you.
Sorry, it's a little smushed.
That is perfectly all right. The message is intact. And kind of sets it on the armrest of the throne and kind of like lets it like fall to the side. Not fall to the side, like the handkerchief kind of cover it. Yes, the Cyclops has, through direct and indirect means, sent a few messages our way. He seems to know that the town is trapped here, but he seems to think we are at his mercy, which is not necessarily the case. I would prefer if he stayed to the ocean, I can stay to the land, and if the plans go as we think they might, then perhaps we can exit the land, and many people can vacate the cove, and he can feel free to use it as a port if that's what he wants. And I'll even say with that same insight check, Gwen, you kind of get the sense that she's kind of dancing around this. She seems to like, she has an idea of what Cyclops wants, but she's kind of giving it like a, nah, who knows?
Right. I'm not poking.
Yeah.
Again, before you get into your speech, so to say, about the introduction of us, another thing, I guess, to get the feathers out there, the feathers off the owl, as we tend to say. Our great eminence Jody here has been cursed by a witch and is stuck to changing forms every now and again.
I didn't know that.
Yes. I
That's
am.
awful.
She's made me weak
Cursed
and pale.
Cursed by a witch, you say? Give me a deception check, Kachi.
All right. I'm good at deception, right? Oh no. Oh, I'm decent at deception.
I'm like, you're a bard, right?
As someone who kind of who I think that
Yeah,
Triggs
I'd
believes
say,
the story, is there an advantage on that?
Triggs' reaction is like a help action. Like Triggs like, wait, she
All right.
is?
She's
All right.
what?
No. Come here.
What?
What? All right, that one's decent.
Sweet sirens. That's
It's the
terrible.
same. What the fuck? 15.
Cool. Now, did this curse occur when you came into the cove? Did it happen before?
Oh, no. Long have I been afflicted. It is why I was traveling to, what are those northern continents called? By me.
The Shattered North? The Floating
Yes.
Isle?
I heard there might be a cure there, and so I headed that way, failed to find anything, and was heading south back to Archtown when we crashed here. And I'll drop the Mask of Many Faces.
Nice.
And now I'm suddenly like,
You're Gwen. You're sick.
yeah, me, and I'm like, my hideous form.
See, look
Hot
how good she
boy.
is. Look, she frightens children. Triggs,
I
you
now
screamed.
look like a man,
Triggs, you
and
screamed.
we. However, I have this bow, and I can use it, so I have been able to be effective still, and I plan to break your curses.
Well, perhaps in breaking our curses, maybe we'll find a way to break your own.
Oh no, sister, you're
pray
changing
about it.
again.
Wow. I transform into. Okay, the bow is now like a rapier. And like kind of it's like wiggly. And and I'm a Leonin, and I have my lion's mane braided. And I'm in like some sort of fancy cape, very Game of Thrones, Stark family, and I'm like,
Sleek
oh,
black Stark regalia.
yes, and even now with these paws, I have to deal with meow, and I'll meow like a cat. There, meow, and that's not good.
Terrible curse, really. It's
Uh,
one of.
If we would have just put you out of your misery, that's awful.
Oh, that's
man.
more of a last resort. We tried to sort of cure the curses or fix them, and perhaps by helping Crescent Cove, we can find a way to cure your curse as well.
That would be lovely. My form seems to, and I'll go back to me as like win. And I was like, if you can bear to look at this ugly form, I will remain in it.
No matter, child. There are few perfect heroes. These flaws are what make them strive for greatness. And in a similar sense, I know you had some concern for your young companion, Kachi, which is very admirable. Triggs, rest assured, you are not the first messenger who was sent here by the Cyclops.
What?
I would be willing to bet you are not the last. You are not the first pirate he's thrown to us as bait, a messenger.
He didn't throw me. He gave me a job, so I did it.
Oh, and you
I've
did
done
it
the job
quite well. In the interim, I hope that you can do several jobs for us.
Yeah. What do you got?
Well, here in Crescent Cove, there are many remarkable people. Those who take it upon themselves become Cursebreakers. Simply put, they choose to dedicate themselves to eradicating as many curses, hardships, or other wayward troubles that befall our humble home. I'm sure Lance kind of gave you the speech. He oversees a lot of them. I fully support these Cursebreakers however possible, from my reserves, from the town reserves, however we can. I offer rewards for completing the greater tasks that affect a lot of people. It seems only fair. And open the resources of my library, the smiths that I know of. You feel free to go to them in my name. They'll offer discounts as long as they're still able to put food on their tables. And if you need a guard or two, someone with a skill that you lack, we can see to it that a Cursebreaker is sent to join your team temporarily if you choose to sort of form your own team. In effect, anyone who washes up in this place could become a Cursebreaker. Regardless of their skill level, it would just take a matter of time. A chance to train with Lance, prove themselves in sort of a drill or sort of a tag-along interim position. The three of you have already completed a task of the Cursebreakers. Technically, Kettle as well. I have a meeting with her later. The Mimic Mansion, as I believe Kettle put it, was something the Cursebreakers would have dealt with, but because of the three of you, they didn't have to. And several people better off for it. You've already proven yourselves capable and committed to helping those you've sailed here with, or met, or just had a fondness for. So, as sort of the leader of the person who's been here the longest, I humbly request you lend your aid to the kind people of this cove moving forward, as the newest team of Cursebreakers. With that being said, there is a mission that's been on the list, and she kind of goes through the papers kind of next to her. Where is it? Ah, yes. The House of Violence has been on the Cursebreaker list for a short time since the last storm. It's been a particularly tricky residence. Whenever a storm comes through, it tends to sort of be a collecting point for ghosts of sorts. So it's been a problem before, and we've needed sort of the right people with enough pluck, the right people with enough bravery, and suffice to say a bit of stubbornness to sort of clear it out and make sure it stays safe for the surrounding residents and businesses and that sort of thing. Anyone who comes to the cove in time will find a place for them to live, and a residence of sorts. They can pursue a trade, they can become Cursebreakers, they can do whatever they can. It is honest to say this is a fast track for the three of you to establish a residence of your own. The House of Violence is a lovely, was once a lovely mansion that is being possessed by a ghost of sorts, and it should the three of you kill the ghost inside, I would consider it a fine reward for the three newest Cursebreakers. Take it for your own, make it for yourselves, work out of it, sell it if you like, I suppose. I'm not sure who would be interested in buying it, but it would become your own. Keep your own home, your own place of residence, as temporary or as permanent as you'd like. And that could sort of be your own.
Is it House of Irons or House of Violence?
It has been called by those the people surrounding the House of Violence. The House of Violence.
Not violets like the flower.
It's, from what I understand, this has been sent in every single day, reported to someone by the curio store owner next door as the House of Violence, and he would like it to be handled. So if you could sort of kill the ghost inside, it would serve the sea dwarf who runs the store, Akis Barley, and those who live nearby dealing with the screams of a ghost, as well as me for taking this off a list that has been there for a while.
Yes. This sounds like it makes sense. We do need somewhere to sleep, right?
Yes. Though the Forgotten Escape is a wonderful place, but not a place that is built for permanent residency. It's meant to sort of be the first welcome to Cursed Cove. The Crimsonwood-Svetzles are old friends, and they do a wonderful job of making people feel at home. Feel free to stop by as often as you like. I know they appreciate return customers. I believe the two of them, they remember every single person who's ever come to the Cove. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But a place that you can make your own is something that is a bit more special.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if I can shoot a ghost, but I'm ready to try. Do you have any bullets?
If you are in need of armaments or something of the sort,
I just need bullets.
Blanche, do we have musket shot, gunpowder, that sort of thing for this young child? As I say that out loud, it seems odd, but you are Cursebreakers now, presumably. So yes, Blanche can get you set up with whatever gear you are in need of. There is an armory nearby she can sort of get you fitted with.
Gilda, I don't want, as a sign of trust, I want you to know that I want to leave here. So I plan to be a curse breaker.
Yes, please.
But I don't know how that works totally. We were told something about the storm and cycles, and
yes.
Is there more that you know?
The cycle of the curses. We are fighting the elements in a number of different ways here. For a long time, it was sort of me alone who was trying to right things, protect everyone who washed up here. I wore myself pretty thin. It took some time for me to sort of realize that I needed aid. And the more people that helped, the nicer this place felt. And so over time, the hope of people had the hope of leaving become more and more prevalent. The more people that were helping. So that is, the Cursebreakers are not only sort of soldiers of sorts to defend people from ghosts and ghouls and zombies and living storms. They are a symbol of hope for many people.
Can I be the bulkhead in this conversation and just ask, how do you know the curse can be broken if no one's ever done it?
Give me a persuasion check, Triggs.
Yeah. $15.
It's a very good question, little one. A good bulkhead is often necessary. Blanche, why don't you find some bullets for Triggs? Was there anything that Kachi or Jody that you require?
Arrows?
Of course, yes. Find those as well.
The remnants. I can't really think of much that I need at the moment. I guess I'll take a few extra bullets and such to hold on for Triggs there.
Astute.
And any other, I guess, lighter armor. Blanche knows it's hard to fly when you got too much stuff. When
you got it's a balancing act. You got to protect yourself, but if you try to protect yourself too much, you fall. Yeah. You look. You got what armor? You got some light stuff on. You got some light stuff on, kid.
Yeah, I just got some leather on right now.
Okay, yeah. But I'll keep an eye out if anything comes through. We'll try to find it. Send you away.
Thanks, doll.
Okay.
Not doll. Sorry. Thank you.
And Blanche kind of closes off and kind of heads off to kind of back out the door that Lance was guarding. But to your question, Triggs, how do I know the curses can be broken? Follow me. And she kind of jerks with her head and goes back towards the door that her and Blanche kind of came out of. Doesn't really look over her shoulder to see if you guys are following. Just kind of goes through, opens the door, and kind of leaves it open. And now that she is going inside, you can see inside. Who is going to follow? Are you guys choosing to follow her?
Yeah.
You see a big, heavy table with a big kind of your classic map on the center of this table. It's carved almost three-dimensionally because they've been here a long time. It's good to have a nice map of the place. Kind of carved into this tabletop. Basically a map, a general map of Cursed Cove, Crimsonwood Cove. And overhead, almost where a pendant light might be, there appears to be an upside, not upside down, because that's not how it works. An hourglass with like this gray, like dark, kind of grayish purple smoke kind of sitting in it. This is the Cursidra, the Curse Cedra. It's sort of a barometer for how doomed Crescent Cove is. A friend of mine.
That's my one.
It was a gift from a friend of mine. I truly don't know how he created it. He is the greatest wizard I've ever known. He was a Cursebreaker as well for a long time. He gifted it to me shortly after he stopped being able to sort of perform magic the way that he always did. Human lifespans being what they are. But he is still a dear friend, and this is the greatest treasure anyone has given me. One of the greatest treasures. But it is a way to sort of take stock of the land of 1,000 curses. So, if we were starting at 1,000, I imagine before this existed, it was a swirling pool of blackness, alone as I tried to stand in the way of inevitability. But now, the more brave individuals that sort of can lend their aid, the more I see it tilting the other direction. The grey begins to fall. And every month it sort of gets closer and closer before the storm comes. As if the sky itself is angry that we are making headway.
If I
She kind of like keeps like shifts weight back and just kind of like keeps looking up at the glass.
if I may ask, if it's not too personal, how long have you been here?
I have lost track of the centuries, my child. It has been quite a long time. I remember the twinkling of the golden age of magic before pirates became so prevalent. I've missed an entire age of Corsair, and I fear that everyone here is doomed to miss another. An age of recovery that's currently happening. If I can't keep them happy.
Well, I can't account for much in life, but I can tell you this one thing. I'm getting off this island, and damned if I do, but I'm gonna make sure that you see Morales one way or another, because it might be fucked up, but everyone deserves something.
I look forward to the guided tour.
Glancing at the barometer,
Yeah.
what does it look like right now? Like, if there was a way to measure how insurmountable the amount of curses that we have to tackle is.
Specifically, when we heard like a positive thought bubble like that of like I'm getting off the island, did it like?
I'd say
Yeah, like I don't know.
I would say it kind of reacted to the people in the room. Like maybe as Gilda was looking into it, it was like almost darker. This person who's like seen centuries of nothing happening different. But when the three of you kind of coming in, it almost like the color pales a little bit, becomes a little less oppressive as like a deep inky like color. And as you look at it now, like if it's an hourglass, there is a lot of smoke here at the bottom. Like if it's like in total 1,000, like it looks to be almost balanced now.
Is there anything on the table? Is it truly just like a 3D map, or is there like
I'd say
more
there's probably a
things?
3D map. there's likely to be like probably like colored flags of different sorts, kind of like stuffed in, like almost like somebody like 3D printed, like it's like miniatures of like Cursebreakers, kind of like here and there, kind of dotting the area. Whether it's Cursebreakers, whether it's just soldiers or something, it's hard to tell without kind of knowing the intricacies of kind of how they tend to do things. But you see people kind of like spread out. There's people like kind of up towards the forest. There's more people in kind of like the like populated kind of like ring of buildings and houses. There's a few kind of like stationed along the water. And I'd say probably the more out of place thing in kind of this area are these like there's like levitating kind of like iron, like almost like what look like nails, kind of levitating kind of in the sky of this model.
So I assume that these are our fellow Cursebreakers. Two questions.
Yes.
One, where are we headed? And two, what
yes.
are these?
Of course. The first one is easy enough to point out to you, and Gilda kind of like leans forward, like, oh yeah, so the keep is here. If you go down through Lance's Post here, back to sort of the Commerce District or District C, it's the House of Violence is there. It was at one point, I think a doctor or something lived there, long ago. I don't know if anyone remembers them, but that's sort of it was a sort of a business that people could go to, so it's very well located. So if you are successful, you'll have excellent real estate right down here. Take a left here, go right here. Sort of points out the directions. Oh, and all of these are the most recent attempt to quell the storm, or direct it, as it is. So these are lightning rods of sorts that we've placed, that Blanche and her team help to upkeep up in the sky. So when a storm comes through, a lot of that energy is focused up into the clouds, dissipating what we can to avoid igniting too many curses. That's, as you can see, the Cursedra is... so far it has been successful. It's not easy to upkeep, especially with Lester, my friend who created a lot of this, not able to sort of sustain some of the same magic he was once capable of.
Where's he?
Oh, he lives in town, not too far from the Forgotten Escape. He has a magical tower of sorts there.
What is the name
Check on him.
of the... I'm so sorry. I just thought of it. What is the name of the curious owner who lives next to the House of Islands? And do you think we should ask them about the happenings or complaints? I just assumed you would have that information.
Akis Barley. He's a sea dwarf. Runs the curio shop next door. His pleas don't tend to be as informative as would be helpful. So please go talk to him. It's normally just sort of him asking for help a number of times a day. Not to say that he is overreacting. I'm sure he is not. Other people have reported it as well. He just seems to be the closest in proximity. So affected the most.
It's like a lookout who's like land ho, and really it's just like
very much like a lookout, but one who is.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell if he's eager for the attention or to pass his message along.
Yeah, I understand that.
Of course.
When she said Lester made these, does she mean that Lester made these island spikes around and the hourglass, or okay? Because Lester was the wizard that was with shoot, not Pluck.
Skip.
Marilyn and Skip.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Get some more answers from that guy.
But as you can see, the tides are turning. We have a few weeks before the next storm, and the more that we can push this current back, the closer we can get to making your words true. That the next storm that you see will be the only one you see.
Yeah. We got this. I feel really good. I honestly, you guys have one of those pastries from earlier? I'm feeling hungry, but I'm feeling really good.
Excellent. Oh, I believe you had a very astute question, Triggs, that you're not sure if you can shoot a ghost.
Yeah, I've never tried. I can test it for you.
Able to remedy that. Cursebreakers, we're used to this sort of thing, and she kind of like goes through the stuff in this room. It seems to be more like maybe like a communication device or like plans or like detail, like almost like reports of like, yeah, like the Cursebreakers did this, we jotted it down. It's more like a planning room than like a storage facility or something. But she kind of pulls like a little flask out. She's like, all right, this should be good for, and kind of pops it a bit longer. All right, if you apply this to sort of your weapons or however you, ammunition, it should be good for the next few hours or so. As soon as you apply it, it'll help even a normal sort of, you could coat a stick with it and it would still be able to kill a ghost. It will help you in that regard. So,
awesome.
Happy ghost hunting, I suppose.
Does she seem comfortable in this room? If this is the planning room and we haven't gotten out in hundreds of years, does it seem like this room gets as much action as it used to? I feel like it feels, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like she's in a room, but it's almost like she normally doesn't touch the drawers that she doesn't normally, like, you know what I mean? It feels like she just uses the same 3 drawers. So like, I'm getting like that energy. So I want to know, like, is it so second nature that I'm able to tell what she doesn't touch in this room? And I don't know if I'm also completely crafting my own narrative, but I wonder if there's something that could indicate she's not working as hard as she used to.
It definitely feels routine. Like what she is doing feels routine at this point. If go ahead and give me an insight check with advantage as you're kind of trying to feel this out.
She lost her spark. Dirty 20.
Nice. It does. You get the sense that it does feel routine. She's given a version of the. You can tell that she's given a version of this speech a lot. You get the sense that she doesn't bring a lot of people like into here as part of this speech, like, but it's not uncommon. There is a notion of like, you see your hope reflected in her eyes, but she's not offering much of her own.
And the problem is that we are the only people that she's been bringing in here and doing this to. Like, this is draining to her, and she's not doing it to everyone, so that way everyone's not working on it. That's me, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah. Cause it's
right, that's my opinion of it. But she seems like, wow, you guys come recommended.
And maybe you guys can actually do this. A lot of people
be the ones to fix George Clooney. All right. Well, is it a long journey? I know we kind of look. I know this is the map, but
no, not very much. The house of your assignment. I don't like to use some of the more negative terms. Your assignment is not too far, so Blanche can arm you. Lance can point you in the right direction once you get back outside.
All right. I feel ready to kill ghosts.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Yeah, no, I don't even think ghosts are real, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be great.
Nice.
Run out the door.
Blanche guides you back out the door. Like once you guys get back to the throne room, Blanche has returned. She's got like a quiver of arrows, so like she's got 20 arrows. She's got let's say 15 shots for Triggs, and like another packet of like 10 rounds for Kachi, who requested some to back up to back up Triggs, and with the basilisk oil that you have from Gilda, your weapons will be able to like affect supernatural beings. As Lance kind of like nods his head to like, all right, let's get back outside. So you three headed to the House of Violence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So reports are from Akis Barley as our point of contact. If you want to check in with him, feel free. Feel free to do your own investigation as well. But he is the closest person who's the most eager to talk about it. He's kind of like going through like regimented things, like things to be wary of. Have you fought ghosts before?
Can't say I have, Mac.
Right.
Only my own.
Whoa, that was dark.
You guys new here. If careful of ghosts, they can possess people. Don't hold it personally on your friends if they get possessed and attack anybody. They're not in control. And it's up to you three to decide if you're going to try to cure the ghost or kill the ghost. Killing's usually easier. If you can find out a little bit about the ghost, you can usually cure them. But to each their own. As long as the job gets done, curse is lifted either way. So,
is there a way to like not be possessed?
sometimes if you can focus outside of your own mind on something that makes you feel strong, the ghost is gonna weasel into places that are weakest, kind of those cracks in your armor, and he kind of like reaches out and kind of like taps on your shoulder, kind of like tap like weakness in your armor, like kind of illustrating kind of like meh. So the stronger your mind can be, if you feel that it's coming, focus on something that makes you strong. Focus on something that kind of reminds you who you are, and that might help you out there.
That was a lot.
We've got it.
Didn't mean nothing, but okay, we got this. Yeah.
Maybe it'll save your life.
I am applying. Oh gosh, should I apply? I guess I am applying the bullets in the oil.
Yeah.
Wait till we're about to go in. We still have to talk to a guy.
What, you don't? Should I not? But
No,
wanna
let's
shoot
do it. We'll do it when we're like right outside the house, and then we'll like walk into the house.
Yeah, we're walking into the haunted house.
all right, I put one bullet had been in there, and then I just started.
Well, watch that oil evaporate.
Is there a time limit on it?
Yes, they told us we have an hour. It lasts for an hour.
I'm just gonna rub it all.
Triggs, pay attention.
Focus.
Yeah. It'll that bullet's done for, kid.
Put it in my gun, anyways.
And Lance points you in the right direction. So as the party heads toward the House of Violence, our gathered pirates see a dilapidated mansion from the curbside as they make their way to the House of Violence. Approaching this place, you see it's like nestled between a canal and a curio shop on the other side, like both Lance and Gilda told you. It is in a more commercial district of this town, but there are houses nearby. On the back wall of the House of Violence borders, kind of like a group of like apartments of some sort. So you know they are probably being affected by the wails and sounds of this ghost. As it is currently daytime, fairly early in the morning, leading into afternoon as you guys leading towards noon as you guys arrive here. You can probably get the sense that okay, maybe the ghost stuff happens mostly at night. It seems pretty quiet. From outside, you do see that this forgotten home is equal parts cozy and spooky. Earthen and industrial, natural and aggressive. Tucked between that shop and a winding path along this kind of quiet canal, the townhouse is narrow with a glass greenhouse in the front that's kind of taking up the visual space as you look at it. The exterior is overgrown with brambles, moss, grime, so much so that it's like hard to see into the greenhouse inside. Just see like a smudge of green inside. But inside, what you can tell, the plants seem warm and inviting, contrasting what is happening on the outside. The bare courtyard out in front is overgrown. Ahead of it stands a solid-looking door, a darkened window daring anyone to approach. The upper floor, you can kind of see the windows there. Cold, still movement. Some of them have like curtains and shutters drawn. Others are glass open to the world with some of them splintering cracks inside. On the second floor of this establishment, as a sign welcomes you all to the Sun Avun, as weeds have grown over everything else outside.
Okay, looking at that, where is the shop in relation to the
If you're
house?
looking,
I'm going to manor.
if you're looking at the manor, the curio shop
Yeah.
is to the right. So it shares kind of like part of the wall
Oh.
that is like you can kind of see on the map on screen now. The curio shop is to the right, not drawn here, but very nearby. Like glass windows out in front, door is open. Looks a little dusty, but it does appear to be open to an extent.
All right, friends, what do we think our play is? Go into the curio shop, friendly, and we say, we are Cursebreakers. We are here to help you. Afterwards, we'll be your neighbors, so we might as well have a friendly relationship.
We can offer some baked goods later.
What if he's a dick?
Well,
We
things
handle
can
that
be
later.
choices.
Okay. Are we trying to get like information to cure the ghost, or are we okay just killing it?
I'm okay killing the ghosts. But the ghosts, how you handle a ghost, I don't know. So,
Okay. All right, let's go ask him. Kachi, you take lead. You're our quartermaster.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I'll go up to the curio shop, kind of like fly up and like.
We're open. Come in.
All right, thank you. Acus and Barley.
Yeah, it's me. That's normally how people come into the shop, announcing the shop owner. Welcome to washed ashore. Curios washed ashore from the bay there, or found elsewhere. I've got it some, but if you're looking for something, we may have got it, and if not, maybe I can convince you to buy something else. Look around.
Well,
Only got
you
so many
may be
voices.
You may be in luck. We might buy something later, but for now, we are
Looking forward to
official
it.
Cursebreakers trying to break
Wait,
your
Cursebreakers?
curse.
Are you here? You hear about this place next door?
Yeah.
Their place is spooky, all right? You hear the ghost going off every night, and you can just tell he's trying to be oppressive. He's screaming. He's knocking things around. There's howling and shrieking. There's a whole bunch of noise every night. I even tried to go over there and sort of see what's up myself in case there was someone on this needed to run off. No, he tried to possess me.
Did he try to say anything when he possessed you, or they?
I believe he was a man. It was a masculine presence, and he was trying to jump inside my mouth. Did not like that. Did not consent to that.
Yeah.
But
That's tough.
as far as sort of specifics, it was just sort of accusing me of kind of coming into his space. It was his house. It wasn't mine. I wasn't trying to move in. Don't want to live there. Got a place upstairs. It's great. It's got a good view.
And from what we're told, he used to be a doctor that lived there, potentially a long time ago.
Oh, well, that's news to me. I mean,
Did
All
see
right,
some.
fair.
I'm not surprised. There's some stuff there. Kind of seems like it.
How long have you been here?
Oh, I've been here for maybe 20, 30 years or so. I opened this place.
Yeah, you're old.
I moved here, sort of did a few things here and there, worked by the docks for a while, and then eventually sort of collected some cool curios, and then eventually opened a shop with them. And people sort of don't know what to do with stuff. They bring it here.
This problem's been an ongoing problem, right?
Oh, yes. So every few months or so, it's sort of possessed by something else. People come in, run the ghost off, leave the place abandoned because no one wants to live there. It's going to take some work to get it back in shape. If you need some tools to do so, I've got some stuff here that might be able to help. But people leave, storm comes, ghost comes back. Maybe it runs on electricity.
Is it a different?
No, you go.
Is it the same ghost, or do you think it's like a different ghost each time?
Well, I don't really know exactly. You see, he's kind of like his eyes are kind of dodging around a little bit. No, I've only seen him once,
Inside
just
check.
yesterday. Yeah, go ahead and give me an inside check.
Yeah. Okay. This is a spooky dice. If anybody else wants to, that's a solid.
I have a different approach.
That's a 6 for me. I ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
This guy's clean.
Curious that someone who files as many complaints as your own would not be able to differentiate the different ghosts that are haunting a wall that you're sharing.
Well, yeah,
Do you know the reward that we have for completing our quest?
Oh,
Were you aware of what Cursebreakers are given in this area?
I can't say I do.
If we do, we're going to be actually owning the House of Violence. And we thought about fixing it up. So we might be here more permanently.
You might want to rebrand it. It's a bit oppressive.
No, I
Perhaps.
can like it.
Yes, more oppressive than that would be allowing innocents to go fight a ghost without all the tools and resources. So I would ask you to take a moment and think again, friend, if you have any information you'd like to share with us about the ghosts we're about to face.
Or
Go
free
ahead.
stuff. If you have free stuff, give that too.
Go ahead and give me a intimidation or persuasion check, whichever you'd like. And I'd say do it with
Oh, we are
advantage.
intimidating. No. I want to scare them a little bit. Rolled high. That is a 25.
Oh my god, that's way higher than his too. Right. So you'll be living there. Well, if you get rid of the ghost, I suppose you can feel free to take all the stuff back that I stole from there.
Your personal possessions won't be necessary. Again, that's...
No, but that's how I knew it was a doctor, because I found some of this stuff, and he points to some of the stuff in the curio shop. That's like an old like stethoscope or like an overhead light or like a saw of some kind. It's like very just like macabre and gothic. The ghost, he really got mad, and he sort of leapt out at me. Normally he just sort of screams, and I just focus and then think, nope, I'm just going to keep a song playing in my head. A little lullaby my mom used to sing, and he stays away, and I'll just grab a few things because people think it's spooky and cool. But I found this locket in there, and as soon as I grabbed it is when he tried to sort of jump inside me. It seemed to aggravate him, but it was the first time that he sort of appeared. It was this bearded man. Yeah.
Can I have the stethoscope?
As a housewoman present, yes, the child can have this stethoscope. Make sure you clean it. That's not a service we provide.
Hold
Okay.
on. So you're telling me that you went into this house, you stole the stuff. A ghost tried to haunt your body,
Yeah, sounds
And all right, so how about this? If we can get rid of the ghost, we'll bring some stuff back. But I don't know. Maybe we'll need all of it, just in case he asks where it is, because he might be angry at you. You could be the reason for your problem.
I hadn't thought of it that way. In my defence, there has been a ghost here longer than I've been here. So it wasn't all me. But a lot of their stuff didn't seem like he cared as much. Maybe it wasn't his.
All right.
I know one spell. That's one spell I only want to know. And I cast it on this locket. And he kind of like reaches under like a glass cabinet and kind of puts it on the table. I cast a little identify. And this is actually only a partial locket. So it's not exactly complete. So maybe that's why he's angry. But it seemed to be important to him. It has some magical potential, but not in its current state. And as I only know the one spell, it is not Fixicus Locatus, it's Identify. So that is what I gleaned. And if you have anything that you need to know to have identified, I would be a good neighbour and do it for you. If you don't tell anyone about the stealing.
Oh no, we're cool with stealing. That's fine. You can.
Woo!
Like,
All right.
that's
I like
like
it.
low on the list of crimes.
We will be neighbors again. So our long-term
I'd
relationship
be glad
is.
to babysit.
No, wait. Am I the baby?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or that one. And just points at the owl.
Can I
That one.
see?
Hey, listen here, Mac.
Well, he like scratches like his barnacle-y beard.
Oh,
Also, should we borrow that? Should we take the locket? I feel like we should.
Yeah, we might need it. And
We're gonna take that from you.
Yep. Locket and stethoscope. There we go. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a classic bait and switch. Okay, I'm gonna have the stethoscope around my neck, and you're gonna have the locket around your neck, and the ghost is not gonna be able to tell which is which. This is a good plan.
Triggs, has this plan worked for you in the past?
No, never tried it, but I've got good feelings. This is gonna be good. I just learned that this thing was called a stethoscope, actually.
I want to put my I want to like fly up to like a counter next to Bali. Bali, listen up. We'll make you some baked goods if we can fix this problem.
You some kind of chef?
No, not at all.
Well,
Not at all.
no. Oh, I suppose it is sort of tradition, isn't it? I'll try to bake something too. I've never done that. It should be an adventure for us all.
All right, I'll put my wing out to potential neighbors.
Yeah, and if you ever steal from us, we'll shoot your toes off.
Oh God! All right, good to know. Yep, we'll keep. Yep, that's good for me to know.
All right, hi Barnacle Face. Come on.
Bit rude.
Triggs, we got to work on your like encounterings with people. You can't just call someone a barnacle face.
Oh, he has barnacles on his face.
But no, I know, but like in a literal sense. But like, what if it's like something that he doesn't want to be like called out? I like walking out of the shop at this point.
Do you have I don't know. Do you have anything you don't want me to call out? You keep doing that thing where you like pick at yourself. Like, should I not talk about that?
I mean, it's preening. It's what birds do.
Okay, so that's okay.
Yeah, I think it's like you bathe yourself out preen.
I what?
Okay, you may not. Okay. Gwyn will bathe himself, and you.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Gwyn bathes very often. Gwyn, do you bathe very often?
yes.
Oh, okay.
I just have been on a ship and then went through a shipwreck with you.
I was just going based off like split.
I'll cast my disguise self, and I'll basically do like enhanced version of me. And you watch as I grow 2 inches. I am now slightly thinner. I don't have bags under my eyes. I look more muscular. It's like basically like supermodeled version of me.
This is the Gwyn that's on the posters.
Yeah, and this is the one that like
It's PR Gwyn.
yeah, PR Gwen. I look like a really hot version of me, but it's like instantaneous, and it's just like. Phew.
Is that what you normally look like? You look like you have more than 7 months to live now. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. That was polite and kind.
Tricks. Maybe we do need to put you in school. I don't know. I don't know if the other kids can handle that brutal honesty.
Speaking of brutal honesty, can I use the bullets in the oil now?
I thought. Do we need to wait for nighttime?
Oh yeah.
Is it like a thing we can't do until? Okay. Well, that's when it makes noise. But does that mean it's not around during the day, or like maybe we catch it while it's sleeping?
Why don't we explore the house? We'll always have time to go.
Yeah, that's true.
That's me dipping my arrows in it and then just switching around.
Whoa!
I would like to use 6 free actions to dip all.
Hold on!
I dropped one.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think we should look through the house a little bit. At least try to get a better look. And listen, I don't know what we're gonna find, but if this ghost just wants, it doesn't. Nothing he said other than screaming. This ghost doesn't seem violent at the beginning, so maybe we just try to talk it out. So maybe we ask questions first, Triggs, and then you could shoot later.
Who's holding the locket?
I believe Kachi has the locket and I have the stethoscope.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like
An important fact.
and then like throw.
Well,
over.
should I hold both so he doesn't know which one he wants?
I think a ghost might know.
Okay.
But if it makes you feel better,
I'm really fast.
Looking at you, I believe you. I'm not being facetious. I truly believe. I feel like you are very fast.
Yeah, I want it. I'll take the locket. So I'll take.
All right.
I'll have both around my neck.
That sounds fine.
All right.
Yeah, looking at this, I don't have prestidigitation at all. Can I, like, dust off or just, like, try to, like, scrape away some of the stuff from the House of Violence? Like, if there's, like, moss or, like, this grass on the side to see if it actually says House of Violence or if it's, like, House of... the Visconti. I don't know.
Like, you pull out your sword, whatever its title or name is, this
we'll figure that
arbor forged blade of wood. It seems to almost resonate with the plant life here. And you begin to chip away at the moss, taking more care of this place than anyone has thought to give it in a long time. Carving away some of this moss, you first reveal house, seemingly where the villagers got the name of this place. But as you begin to pull back the moss from the other side of the sign, you do reveal that it is not the House of Violence. It is the House of Violets.
I knew it. I knew it was a flower thing.
You did mishear correctly, Triggs. Well done.
If my ears were only hearing the truth, that's like that's.
Kachi, this is a major reveal. This is so much information. I thought we were going to a slaughterhouse.
Yeah, House of Violets. Like, I wonder if his name could be Violets. He could love Violets. Violet could have been his daughter. What if it's a locket for his daughter that he couldn't save?
Well, I hope he doesn't have a house full of daughters.
That's fair.
Like violets.
Oh.
Try to look around the area. Does this seem like an area where violets could grow?
You look around.
Being a ranger.
Yes, being a ranger. Give me a nature check with advantage.
18.
18 outside. It does not seem like it. Like as you see Kachi kind of like the move is to like clear some of this stuff away. So the sign is revealed, the House of Violets. The courtyard seems to be like an overgrown brick courtyard. So like any plants out here weren't intentional. But the conservatory next door, like that you can like kind of see through, it seems like that's probably a place where plants could grow more nicely. Like it seems like connecting the pieces, maybe that's where the place maybe got its name. That's could be an option.
Can I just say it's kind of weird that Gilda, who's been here for literally like 1,000 years, whatever that means, doesn't know the name of this actual place? Does that seem weird?
You know, that does seem a little weird. I'm not going to lie to you, Trix.
And also the fact that they're giving us a home that is sure to be possessed again next cycle. Like, what is the property value of this place? This is why you gotta invest in ships.
I don't think she has a strong intention to get out of here.
Yeah, I think it was to really appease us and to try to, like, not appear, like, downtrodden.
Also, she seemed in love. She seemed heartbroken, right? I felt like that powerful wizard she mentioned is like a former lover who left her.
I meant to mention this to you guys. So
he figured out how to leave and left her and never came back.
No, Lawrence is
He lives here right now.
Lawrence is the wizard dude with Skip in Maryland.
Oh, Les.
Do you know that that's who she meant when... Oh, because she said that he built the walls. You're right.
Yeah.
I think she's just sad because he's, like, smaller now or something. You know, like diminished. He's like diminished.
Wizard.
Oh. Oh. Anyway, time to kill a ghost.
Can I fly up to the window and, like, if it's like not too like dusty, try to like peer inside?
Yeah, flying up to like the second floor kind of tier of windows. Looking inside, you see that kind of like all the way on the right, it seems like you kind of like do like a quick like pass over. You see that there's like heavy shades. It's super dark on this one. It seems like this one was the one, like this room was like shrouded and covered and you can't really see inside. But looking as you kind of go from like right to left, which is the opposite of how most things would go. I should have started on the other side, but I didn't. You see what looks to be kind of like a dark hallway. There's a very like narrow window here that is like the most like spider webbed and cracked. But so you can't quite see through it because the glass is kind of all messed up. And as you go further to the left, things seem almost less imposing. So like you can kind of like peer through and you see that like it just kind of looks like a normal house.
Interesting. The right side of the building is more obscured in some way.
Okay, this is gonna sound really weird. But there's a side of the building that seems like normal. And there's a side of the building that doesn't. And the guy said there's something about the locket being part of something.
Ooh.
Or not. Maybe maybe the other half of the locket's in the scary part.
Maybe. That could be true.
Oh.
I guess one way to find out. I'll I guess go into the house, sneaky. I guess just like trying to check for anything like traps or anything.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a perception or sleight of hand check to kind of check for traps on this like doorway as you're entering and being careful.
I would like to assist you.
Yeah, help action.
Beautiful. Nice. For sleight of hand, that'll be a 21. Sorry, 23.
Oh my god. Yeah, this doorway. You kind of like feel out this door, and you kind of like are like checking the door out, it doesn't seem very like you don't find any traps with it first and foremost. But as you're kind of like going for the lock, you see that like, oh, definitely someone who is not quite as skilled has already like picked this lock, and didn't bother kind of locking it back up behind them. So you know the door is open, and you get the sense that it's not trapped. But I'll even say with that level of a sleight of hand check, you get the sense like, okay, this was a door that was used very regularly at one point, but hasn't been used very much recently. You know, like calls to mind the fact that someone who lived here was a doctor. Maybe this was just like they saw patients or something.
All right, coast is all clear. Something tells me our dear friend Barley might have picked the lock on this one, but unsure.
I've been trying to think, like, what is the story of this house? What if there was a doctor, he lived in one side, he operated in the other half? Where's
so which side is the
I don't know.
Flowers on. Okay.
What side is this flowers on?
Do we want to? Yeah, wait. So the conservatory is on the side that seems.
The
normal?
conservatory matched up with the windows that Kachi looked in. It seemed like more. The left side was more like was more homey and welcoming.
Do we want to explore the kind of homey, welcoming side first, or do we want to go into the dark, spooky, scary side first?
I think we got to go in and around, right? Like we can't go into the greenhouse, can we?
No, there's no opening. You could try to break in, but there isn't an opening on the greenhouse.
Okay, but greenhouses do need open panels for ventilation. Is there one like? Is there like a window that? I mean, that's too meta. Never mind. Triggs never mind.
All those greenhouses of the pirate ships.
Listen, that's a really pirate ship is a greenhouse ship. That sounds really beautiful, and
that does sound really cool.
Listen, the Cyclops has a wonderful green thumb. You will not believe the hydrangeas this man creates.
And like grade A cannabis. Like it's just really
yes, that's why he knows.
There's a huge
the dankest ship on the seven seas.
Oh.
They said there's no activity until nighttime, so I don't feel like it matters as long as we're quick.
Yeah, I'd still like to get in. Yeah, if we can get in and try to get some information first, that's probably good.
All right.
So we go through the door.
Yeah, going through the door. It confirms some things that you guys have been piecing together. The first room here does indeed look like a reception area of sorts. It may have at one point been something close to sterile. Like that's kind of the vibe. There are some shelves with some like gear or equipment that seem to be arranged, but there's also some stuff in this room that seems like it was just left here. So this first room here, there's like a countertop to your left that people may have like checked in. There's like a seating area with a chest of supplies. There's a array of items on shelves across the way, ranging from like a medical saw to like a globe with like a ship inside of it. There's a giant piece of wood with some rope wrapped around it, and like another like locked chest in the corner. But the like biggest like hurdle you might see is the next door has been like barred closed, preventing further like egress into this house. But it seems like those are the two doors. The one you guys are kind of in the doorway of, and then that next door that's barred.
And is this a locked chest?
There's like a blue kind of like chest next to this like waiting area.
Yeah.
It could be like a bench. It could be a chest, kind of like one of those versatile pieces. It's like covered in dust right now. There's probably like marks where maybe someone tried to pick it open but weren't successful. And then off in the corner, there's like almost more like of a hat box size with like a latch that is locked as well.
Damn. right. Unless one of you two is going to get extremely buff in the next 2 seconds, I guess I'll look around on the shelves for anything that can, like, pry open a hat box or a door.
You want me to shoot it open?
No. Okay, we're gonna keep from the home. This is gonna be our home trick. So what you got to do with a home is you got to care for it. Got to tend.
You
to
want
it.
this stuff to be in your home?
Maybe, I don't know. What's this cool stuff inside it? You're a pirate.
I just thought we could like gut it and we could make it our own. But okay,
Yeah.
renovation.
Yes, coming soon
countertops
to
everywhere.
HDTV.
House of Violets builders.
Yes.
That'd be very expensive, Driggs.
Yeah, so
Alright, we don't have to do the backsplash.
the landscaping's already done. Yeah, so on the shelves, kind of here, like the most prominent ones, there is a like terrarium that has, of course, like one like single violet kind of like frozen in like resin of some sort inside, giving it like this timeless quality. There's also a jar with kind of like a preservative, like some kind of like a sealed specimen jar, essentially. Hard to tell exactly what's inside because the fluid is so murky now. There are a few flasks that have like glass stoppers that appear to be potions of some sort. There's this like bone saw that seems to be the most robust tool on display here, as well as like some decor. Like there is a ship in kind of this spherical shape. There is a carving of like a wolf figurine, and then there's like the bigger pieces to the side, the locked chest and the chunk of wood.
Williams, I swear to God, if you're making an escape room,
Yeah.
like we're gonna need the wolf head in the third corridor to align.
Do we need to bring these over, or can we? All of these. This is going to get identified later, right? Because all of this looks really interesting.
I would say our neighbor can cast Identify, so he's going to identify all these potions.
We'll come back to it later. Great.
I can. I also could do that, but I got like not a lot of spell slots.
Right.
Do you? There's a piece of wood. There's a bone saw. Something tells me a bone is sturdier than wood. I want to try to hack through this.
Yeah, I mean, who here out of all of us? You probably have the best strength, right?
I think of Kachi as the strongest.
You hear me? No.
No, sorry. I heard banging. I guess it's 10:30. Is it a party night?
It's party night. There's fireworks.
Okay. I'm like,
Sorry, it's actually
what?
probably coming from my.
I was like, that is so loud for a firework.
I can see it from my window as well. What's your strength down?
Sorry. You know, I got a sick +0 for strength and athletics of a +1.
I have an athletics of +3.
Wow.
I have -3.
Give the kid
Bill,
a crowbar.
I'm ready. I can punch it down. I can take the saw. What do you want? I got it.
All right. Triggs, I'm gonna hand you this saw. What you're gonna do is you're gonna try to saw right beside where these nails are, so the wood will just come down, and then we can get in and out of the door.
Shooting stuff is bad, but sawing stuff is good. Got it. I'm gonna. Do you want me to? What do you want here, Matt?
Oh yeah, go ahead and give me an athletics check, and with a help action from Kachi, kind of giving you a pointer on where to saw.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank God for that. That is a 22.
Woo!
Whoa!
Right, you get the saw in, and like
One
eventually
was a natural one. So.
when you get it kind of seated nicely to where like it's almost like, because like the house has like kind of grown, there's like a little bit of a gap between like the door frame and the door. You're able to kind of get the saw in there, loosening up the area where kind of like Kachi has noticed, like, okay, maybe like the wood's weaker here through some sort of crafting insight. As you begin to saw through the wood here, Triggs, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
Wool.
Oh,
Absolutely.
what?
It's a cursed bone saw.
There's a natural 20.
Natural 20. As Triggs, as each stroke, like you like, foom, 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 foom. You go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And like your left eye is watching the door frame and sawing, your like right eye is seeing a different scene but doing the same motion. You are in a room that looks very much like it is now, but you are looking at a very scared, very injured tiefling girl who is in the throes of an injury that is very dire. One that, had you caught wind of it last night, was very similar to what Stenner went through, where there was too much trauma to a limb, and so it had to be removed. And in that moment, Triggs, you are the one who is fixing it with a practiced hand, despite you not knowing how this works. But as you kind of, that last stroke of the saw, you cut through the wood, you are back in the room with Kachi and Gwyn.
Galloway's Grundle, that was so weird.
Saw on the door?
No, I think, it was just, it was kind of the door, but it was kind of somebody's limb. I don't think this is a very good saw. Not from a quality standpoint. It did pretty well. Just from like a moral ethics standpoint. I'm gonna put this down now.
Why don't you sit down for a minute, Triggs?
I'm good. Did I do it? Are we through?
You did a great job.
Yeah. It's because I'm buff as shit. Yeah.
Triggs just begins stretching with his athletics of a +3.
Yeah. It's just like
Or downfall of not having a barbarian in the group.
if anybody else were to touch that, maybe don't, but I have a feeling you might see something that like the doctor had did. You know, like surgeries and stuff. I was working on a little tiefling girl.
Oh
God.
Oh yeah, and I think with a little bit of a detail, like you were looking at like a scared tiefling, probably like 20-ish-year-old. So to you, it may look older.
Sure.
That was probably DM Matt slipping in.
Age is relative, but you know, like it could have. She was ancient or something. I don't. But yeah, I don't know if that was a patient or did somebody say something about a daughter? Who said something about a daughter?
Who said something about a daughter?
I thought one of you guys said something about a
Oh,
daughter.
I did. That was me. That was me just preposterizing.
I wonder if he's a doctor who, like, got too into amputating and he couldn't stop. Like, and so he would convince people that they needed surgeries they didn't need.
Is that like that is severely messed up. Cool. Really cool.
That'd be really funny if it's just like a doctor who died, but he was just like, "Don't touch my stuff, you stupid kids."
Yeah,
it's possible. And again, we haven't met the ghost yet. I shouldn't judge them in their place, but
just keep it in mind. All right, let's do it.
Just keep in mind this might be a doctor who's addicted to surgeries and is causing pain.
While we're here, do one of you got like a bag, like a big backpack?
I have my shirt holds stuff really well. I kept the eyeball in there pretty good.
Oh,
I have a bag. I own a bag. Yes.
I'll just like carefully try to like put some like the potions and like. Honestly, it's like a take everything and we'll put stuff back later if we don't need it.
I support that.
Nice. Kachi, as you are putting these items into the bag, your hand grabs the sphere with a ship inside. Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw as well.
No! No!
I'm touching shit.
Okay. Nice with a duck inside. Okay. A 19.
19. As you your fingers clutch onto this glass orb, you are as you go to put it in just the act of going from okay, here on the shelf into Gwyn's bag. This turn, you are immediately on the deck of this ship on a night just like you had last night. This ship is a model of a ship that crashed in the harbor, and you kind of overlook this the deck of a ship. And looking out, you see, you see two, almost with a 19, you look out and you see, looking up, you see, you are holding the hands of two adults near you about to jump into the water. And you jump into the water and go underwater, and you're back, and you pass it off. You dump the object into Gwyn's bag, and you're back.
He flies into the shelving a little bit. Oh god, Triggs, I think I know what you mean now. Oh yeah. Okay.
You see the doctor too?
I didn't see the doctor. I was on a ship, and there was two older people, and I jumped into the water. Very similar to how we got here, except there weren't any pirates. It wasn't like a vision of last night. It was something else.
So
All right, we'll keep putting things in the bag.
Yeah, all right.
And maybe stop touching them while you're doing it. Maybe do it with a cloth or something.
No, keep doing it. You're fine.
You move the potions into the bag, no problem. You drop this jar that has a really long weird worm in it into the jar, no problem.
No, it's gonna be the violet, isn't it?
You pick up the specimen jar and it moves and shifts around, and you put it in Gwyn's bag. And the last item you off the shelves is this resin violet. And as you touch it, give me another wisdom saving throw, Kachi.
You know what happens to captains who keep making
Not touching anything.
We mutiny against those captains, Bobby. So you just watch out.
I'm holding a curtain bag filled with things.
What'd you get, Alan?
I turn into a flower.
You turn into a flower. As your hands touch on to this flower, you the resin of this flower is a strange kind of consistency where it's not exactly crystal clear. There's some opacity to it, and as you blink your eyes, you realize that same opacity is covering your eyes as you blink away a single tear as it goes down your cheek. As you are now sitting in a small chair, you look out and you see a strong tree in front of you. In your hand is a violet, very similar to the one that was in this resin container. And as you kind of clear your eyes, you kind of just do a little bit of a wipe, and you through this moment of emotion, you see two figures standing in front of this tree, holding hands, looking into each other's eyes, but you can't quite make them out. As this, you strain and push to try to see this clearly, but you can't make out those fine details, and you take 6 psychic damage as you do your best to focus. But in the act of focusing, you you almost have a headache now as you kind of are back in this lobby with Gwyn and Triggs.
Ah, God.
Oh.
You
Did you see something?
Yeah, I'll
Did you
reiterate
get hurt?
everything, and I think I probably I get it in the bag, but I just fly to the ground, just
Yeah.
ah, oh
Man,
God.
that sounds like it was a really bad idea to keep touching stuff after I said not to.
Well, I don't know if we'll need it.
Nobody listens to me. I'm just a
All right.
boy.
Fine, no touching things after this. Fine.
Well, I do think if we're getting magical visions and we're in the house of violets, someone should touch the violet.
Anytime you want to.
Go ahead.
Well, I was holding the bag.
I'll cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Nice. You hear yourself up a bit.
Bring me back up to full.
So the doctor was in love. They crashed. They jumped off the ship. They lived here. And then she got injured or ill, and he had to perform leg surgery.
Did the person you saw, were they a tiefling?
No, I couldn't make them out, but it was if I was the person with the violet, I was looking at two other people.
Same for the ship?
Yeah, I was holding, but it was more was it more like I was a kid and holding parents' hands?
Yeah, it seemed like you were a kid holding your parents' hands.
It sucks watching people in love.
And then in the second one, was it I was older, wiping away tears to two other people by a tree?
That's kind of like the emotion that you felt.
Yeah. So yeah, there could have been love, but I don't know if it was. I couldn't tell who it was.
Life cycle.
Yeah.
Really cool. Okay. Yeah. Anything else we need in here? Can we keep going?
I can't get into the chests at all. I don't have anything to pick locks. So.
Are there stairs somewhere? Can we just push it downstairs?
Okay. At that point, just let me shoot it.
No,
I didn't say no.
I don't think shooting a lock is going to get it open necessarily.
Is it a padlock?
What if it's what if you shoot the thing that's inside it? What if there's a key that we find later?
Hey, look at me. Remember yesterday when I shot something through a wall? That's how cool I am, okay? I can do this.
Give me a few rooms. Let's see if we find a key. And if we don't, then you can shoot it.
I think that's fair.
Okay. But I get to find it, but I get to open it.
All right.
Yeah, and you can have whatever's in it.
Sweet.
Unless we need it for the Dr. Ghost
Oh,
thing.
you already said it, my own treasure chest. Let's go.
The door that Triggs has pried open, leading deeper into this dwelling, this manor, as is the word we've thrown out, leads into what feels like a living room. What may have been once warm and inviting is a bit cold and unkempt at the moment. The edges of the room are starting to dinge with age and dirt accumulation into this home. But as you step into this room, you see at the far end of the room there appears to be another wall of glass, as if there's another piece of nature being brought into this home. And even through here, stepping into this room, you can see a large tree in the middle of this room with some other elements of decor that you can check out if you'd like to walk deeper into it. Off to your left, you see a door heading further into the home. A hearth that could be a warm fireplace if someone took the time to light it, but as it is standing dark and cold. There are books and sketches on the table in front of this window to the tree. And in the very far end of this room, there's sort of this sitting area with a painting of what you would recognize to be sort of the maw of Cursed Cove. So what you would see if you were sitting at the dock and looking out at the ocean.
Okay.
I rush right over to the glass to look at the tree.
Yeah, Triggs, you run over to the glass. You look out at the tree. You see that there is like this enormous kind of tree that grows up like from this courtyard up into the second level of this place. And looking up, you kind of like crane and kind of push your face against it. It seems like it's open up to the sky. Like there's like this open center of this house that has been made specifically for this tree. And over on kind of like the right-hand side of this room by this sitting area, the door is, there's like a glass door that you could get out to this courtyard. And Triggs, you probably, actually, Triggs, give me a perception check.
That's a natural 1.
You're kind of distracted by the size of this tree. You don't really pick up too much else that's going on out here.
I have, in fact, never climbed a tree,
Yeah.
and I'm picturing what
You
that
see
must
this
be
tree.
like.
You see like probably like 2 rocks below it that are big.
Can I go climb the tree?
You can do whatever the hell you want to do.
Awesome. I make my way out and I climb the tree.
Nice. Yeah, Triggs, you go climb the tree. You see that these rocks by the bottom of the tree have writing on them, but it is not as interesting as this tree is. And you like climb up. It seems like it's even easier than climbing a mast because there's plenty of limbs and stuff to latch on to. You are up there.
Great stuff.
You said there's writing around it, or like books near the tree. Did I read those books?
Gwyn, you would probably recognize that the rocks by the tree, the outside by the tree, there are rocks with writing on them. They appear to be headstones.
Oh, okay. Well, let's look at the family. Let's try to look at these headstones and see what we can
You
figure out.
follow Triggs outside to these headstones. On one, you see on the one that's like closest to the door, you see in memory of Minx and Kari, loving parents lost at sea.
Okay.
And on this other one, on the other side of the tree, you see it, and it looks to be, it's harder to read even though it's newer. The other one seemed to have been here for a long time. This one that is over here, you see, it seems like someone has like, attack is the wrong word.
Defaced.
It seems like someone has like defaced. It seems defaced to an extent, but it seems like you may glean information depending on what you attempt here, whether it's understanding the actions of someone who did this, or if you're trying to put the pieces of what this once was together.
I'll just like point this out. I don't even know if you understand what the idea of a tombstone is. Triggs. What are you like? You bury people. Oh, I can't hear stuff. Whoops.
You hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to switch headphones. You bury people in the ground?
Yeah, because I imagine if you die, you're like in the water, right? But
No, yeah, we send people off to sink into the sea.
no, yeah. Sometimes if you die on land, people bury a hole and they leave you here so people can come and be like, "Oh, I miss you," and they can grieve.
That's
for them.
Storm and stupid. When somebody's gone, they're not. That's not them.
Well, we're about to fight a ghost maybe tonight, so I don't know if that's
Apparent ghosts. Okay.
What? So one says the people. What were their names again? One last time.
Minx and Carrie are loving parents lost at sea.
And then we can't read this one.
No.
I mean, I can't read it all, but you can't read this one.
I cannot read. These are not words.
Are you sure you just can't read too?
I'm sure.
Okay.
Can I fly while they're at the window? Can I fly over to the fireplace and kind of see if there is like any tunnel, any like passageway? Is it just the fireplace?
Headphone went weird. Yeah, give me an investigation check.
That one didn't do great. 16.
You dig in some of like you go into like the hearth. It seems like there's like a buildup of ashes down here that like ash, not ashes, ash that has built up here over time. So you get some like on your feathers. You see like you kind of like look and you see that this chimney continues up higher as if attached to sort of like a similar structure on the floor above. Where it all kind of like connects through the central area, but you don't see any traps or no Scooby-Doo style trapdoors or anything.
And nothing like in the ash, like no one tried to like burn anything. And then like it's like a scrap of paper saying the name of the murderer.
You do not see anything like that.
Nothing over here in the fireplace. We've got a door. There's some stuff on the counter, and painted.
The side of the building of the manor that the legible. Which one is on the right hand side? Which one's on the left hand side?
I missed the first part of the sentence. What was it?
Sorry, just for the tombstones.
Oh,
which side?
The one on the right, the one that you walked past to get to the tree, was the one that is in like better shape. That says Minx and Kari,
Yeah.
like parents lost
Okay.
at sea.
The illegible one is on the conservatory side. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's still a decent amount of house, we think, over on the right-hand side of us, yes? Or do we kind of feel like we have seen the rightmost extent of the home?
You picturing it, you kind of see that like, okay, there's no like, we've got like, there's no like doors by this tree. Like the tree doesn't feel like it's in like the center of the house. It seems like it's in the back of the house.
Okay.
This place is starting to give me the creeps.
Did you guys?
Yeah.
Did you guys look at anything on that shelf right there? Those books or anything?
I feel like we never came back to this. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Gwyn, you diving into sort of the detail of this tombstone. What was Gwyn's instinct here?
With the tombstones?
Yeah, the one that you couldn't read, where it was like trying to feel the vibe. Was it something that you were trying to like investigate further?
If I can't see the names, I mean, I would look close to see like when was this destroyed, almost because I'm kind of doubting the person who put us on the quest. You know what I mean? I'm like, the House of Violence is suspicious, so we're a little like, huh? But so I would say, can I tell how quickly or how recently they were cut, or if there's scratches, how recently they were made? If not, I'm out and I want to look at the books. But
Nice. Are you touching the tombstone?
yeah, I would. If I would want, because if I'm imagining I'm investigating enough, I
Okay,
would
cool.
be like, I'm not thinking that the tombstone is a magic teleport thing.
Nice. Yes, you are like dusting it off, trying to figure out like what made the scratches and everything like that. As you dive into this research, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw, Gwyn.
Ooh. Oops. 8.
Not followed by a teen or anything like that. As you dust off this tombstone, it goes from kind of like brushing it off, brushing it off, brushing it off. An angry kind of like pick motion. So like the gentle motion becomes something more angry, something more violent, something hurt. Like you are lashing out like you can't possibly believe this happened, with the feeling in your gut that not that it's your fault, but that you could have stopped this from happening. And in that flash, you see the name on the tombstone, Violet. A loving wife, caretaker, healer, rejoined with the parents she lost. Before you, like with this like broken trowel, is just carving into this stone. Seemingly out in like a fit of hurt, pain, remorse, regret, grief, as you take 12 psychic damage.
Chunky.
Whoa, you look even worse than normal. Are you okay?
Well,
I'll be like, whoa, you're hey, kid, you're okay, kid, and I'll cast Cure Wounds on you.
I really feel like the term kid is just being thrown around like loosey-goosey right now, and just anybody gets it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's a kid. You know, I'm a kid, you're a kid.
Gotta be kidding me.
You get 12 healing back.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait.
Thank you.
Yeah, my Cure Wounds is a 1d8 plus 4. And I got an 8.
Nice.
Oh, also we have those good berries. Let's not forget.
One of the damage dice I rolled was also an 8.
The person who died and is buried, question mark, is Violet. And I wonder if she died. She was the caretaker, and I'm jumping ahead. If she died and then he grew violets, or maybe, but she was the caretaker of the home, so it makes sense that the house would waste away after she was gone.
And if she was the caretaker, House of Violets, like literally, it was her house.
Oh, right.
House of...
Instead of Violet's house of...
Right.
Yeah.
Right, like we just went to Gilda's house and House of Gilda. Yeah, sure.
There's a prepositionary clause, I think. So I don't know.
Did you just cast a spell? That was... What? Okay. Alright, so we're seeing stuff. Do we want to touch more stuff and risk getting more hurt, or do we feel like we have a good idea?
We don't know anything about where the locket is. We don't have a key.
Right, or what the locket is. Wait, so the locket that I have it's not what is it shaped like again? It's
the locket that you have is kind of like it is it's somewhat circular, but it's like heavy, like almost like a fleur-de-lis, like where it's kind of like pointed with like some ironwork on the outsides, very kind of like Gothic or like Baroque in style, with like a circular kind of indentation where it does seem like this is a piece of something and something fits inside or like on top of and like connects together.
Okay, but it doesn't, as far as I can tell, it doesn't open. There's no way to pry it
No,
open.
it seems like this is part 1, part 2 comes together kind of thing.
Okay.
It's a hidden immunity idol on Wonders at War.
Of course. Actually.
All
You're
right.
immune. One of you is immune to the ghost.
I think there's some more stuff in here, but I think we should try to get a bigger grip of like what's in the house first before trying to like.
Yeah.
I agree with that, though.
Yeah. From the courtyard. I mean, I know we have the doorway that's right here, but do we have?
I just want to look at those books
Oh yeah, you want
on the shelf.
look at the books. Look at the books.
Yeah,
I just want to see what the names of the books are.
yeah, the books on the shelves. Checking it out, it seems like they're very kind of like these ones seem to be horticulture based. So like plants of the plants of Cragland, toxins of the eastern or what did I forget the name of the eastern continent offhand.
Golden Shores.
Yes, I wanted to put eastern in the name, but that wasn't correct. Thank you. Yeah, but like toxins of the eastern shores, the diverse plant life of the shattered north, things like that, where it's kind of like, oh, like horticulture caretaking, maybe a little bit of like
Right.
poison and usage.
All right, and next, what else is on the shelf?
As you kind of continue on, there are like sketches over one, and probably like the most complete like picture here is like a watercolor painting, but you can like just see like a corner of it as it's wrapped in like this like almost like a leather kind of portfolio.
Something's definitely going to happen when we try to look at this.
Do you want me to do it? I did great the last time.
I believe in you, and I'll give you a bardic inspiration.
Wait, are we? Do we think there are words on the inside of this?
I think it's a painting.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure I'm not gonna have to be
See a
Obviously
painting of
can't read.
words.
painting of words. You know, some people
Listen.
people play Drawful on Jackbox and they just put words in, and it's just like that's
Yeah.
not how you play.
That's not how you play.
I mean, listen, if it's we've seen everybody's touched something, so if we just have to read it, if you open it, we can read it. But it's like the act of you touching and pulling it open. That's where it gets tricky.
Yeah. Okay. I got this.
And you get a d6.
You don't even know if it's going to happen yet.
I am so kelp and coral, and I just touch it so much.
You touch it so much.
I just really get handsy with the portfolio.
As you touch this painting, this watercolor art, you at first as Triggs, you see kind of like you open the portfolio, put your hands like slap down on it. You notice that it is very meticulous. Time was put into this. It's a very well done rendition of two figures holding hands, standing in front of a large tree. Kachi standing nearby probably recognizes some of this from the vision that he had.
That's what I saw.
As you kind of like use your arms, like feel it out slowly, Triggs, those movements turn into brushstrokes. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, and then I get that bardic is a d6.
Yeah.
17.
Nice. So you won't take damage from this. But your hands do move across this page as if you're like painting this scene. As you begin to like put the finishing touches on something, like water drops smudges something else, as you feel like a tear kind of fall, as this is a painting sort of a reflection of a memory. And what you are painting is a scene of happiness or a scene of remembering the time when you were happy, but you feel yourself and the artist feeling a sense of loss. In this picture, you see a tiefling girl on one side, hand extended, very like Lolita style, very poofy, very frilly dress that she's wearing, hair kind of swept back. I'm going to retcon something because I said the wrong person initially. when Triggs, you saw someone being operated on, it was not the tiefling that was being operated on. It was what looks to be a very scared human girl. And that is the girl that you see in this painting. No longer in pain, having gotten accustomed to her new arm, and is hand in hands with a purple-skinned tiefling woman staring at her, having grown up a great deal since she had this sort of operation. You are painting the scene of these two proclaiming their love for each other.
And the tier is because the painting itself is a recollection.
Yes.
So I'm not seeing the moment in front of me. This is me thinking back fondly on a moment and being sad for it being gone by.
Yes.
Okay.
If the camera cooperates. This is one of the things.
Oh, cute.
Matthew, you are so cool.
And this is the other.
Ooh.
Not the doctor.
Oh wow, the stethoscope. Dude, that was a costume store doctor. For
Sexy doctor.
Sexy doctor.
You see these two holding hands with each other, comfortable in each other's embrace, and even like where you're standing, holding this painting, you look up and you realize that is the tree that is outside. As you begin to sort of put the pieces together of the history of this house and its residents, a story we will continue next time with Shattered Ships.
Ooh.
So good.